to Geek Space TV. It's wonderful to see all of you here. I hope you're ready to join us once again as we venture into Worlds Beyond.
There it is.
Over there. It's right there. That's the one we're going to tonight.
Okay.
You can't see it. You have to wait. It'll be a surprise.
Is it because it's beyond?
What?
What?
Beyond our vision?
Never mind. It was a really good pun in my head. It was
get
beautiful.
points for effort. Not experience points, just points.
Okay,
They're worth nothing,
I'll take them though.
but you have them.
I'm gonna note them on my character sheet.
Oh, sorry. You get a gold star.
Wait.
I was gonna give her 3 Claudia points because then I could be.
Can I still
Claudia
have them?
points.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. They can be redeemable for things.
I look forward to finding out. Do you have like a prize room that I can go into or something?
No.
I would like a prize room.
It would be. Does
Yeah.
Geek Space have a prize room?
We
have
can
a
set
prize
one up.
room?
No, but we have a naked corner. So,
That's great.
to be clear, that's our changing room, and not just where people stand naked
I
that
mean-
we know of.
They could.
Hi, everybody. If you're just joining us and this is your first time here, we are Geek Space TV. We are a nonprofit broadcasting studio based out of Seattle, and we are very excited today to present Worlds Beyond. It is an RPG using the Strange RPG system, which is based off of the core system called Cypher by Monty Cook Games. Cypher system, for anyone who's unfamiliar with it, is a kind of generic system that you can play in a whole bunch of different settings. And our version of it that we're using is basically all of our characters are recursors. They travel between different worlds and dimensions and learn new things and maybe try and stop Earth from being consumed by giant planet-consuming monsters. But we'll see how that goes. Last week, they all barely didn't get consumed by giant human-consuming monsters. Let's be clear, by all of them, we mean Oz. Oz got in the most trouble, so he also gets a gold star. Not necessarily Keeson, just Oz. Oz gets the gold star. Yeah.
Who's the biggest troublemaker?
Oh.
In general,
Yeah.
I mean, for this season, I think Oz currently has the title. So,
I'll steal it from
but that's currently we have one episode under our belt. So it's really anybody's competition at this point.
I can't believe you guys went there without me.
I am definitely planned it that way. I mean, to be clear, without Dale, not without you. You would have been a treasure to have at the table. Dale would have probably resulted in all of them dying.
Yes.
We are friends.
Good times, good times. But anyway, so we have some reminders/announcements for you. This Saturday is a big thing. It's happening. It is our Seed and Spark Season 2. Well, I guess it's year 2, Season 2 launch campaign. So we are launching that. I think the plan is still Thursday to actually launch the actual campaign. But we are doing a full day-long half-marathon event. So join us from 9 a.m. in the morning to, I think it works out to be like 10 p.m. .2 of an hour, which is like 10:20 or something, somewhere around there. It's a half marathon, so it's 13.1 hours. It's very precise. It's very precise. But yeah, so join us in the morning. We'll have hanging out and chatting while probably consuming donuts. Our very own Steamy Dreamy social media managerini will be running a game of Ryutama, followed by another episode of Night Witches, which is at its regular time and channel.
Friday
This
of the
one,
day,
which is at 3 p.m. and will be starring our very own Sarah Shellgame, as well as several other familiar faces from across the internet. So come check that out. Join us for a full day of shenanigans, adventures, role plays, board games, donuts. I'll save a donut for you. Yes. Not for you, but for you.
Can we split one?
That's up to you what you do with your donut.
You have the power.
It's your donut. You could choose to share it.
The world
Or
could
not.
be your donut. There's a hole in it already.
Don't do it.
And yes, believe me, donut miss out on the fun.
Oh, boo.
That's
I
it.
love
We're
you
done.
so
We can turn that. We take the stream down. We're good. No.
you guys.
Lauren's camera out. I don't know how to do that yet.
No.
You just, yeah, I can show you how to do that on the break. Otherwise, tomorrow night we do have another episode of Behind the Screens. So if you want a sneak peek about the Steamy Dreamy social media managerini's process for creating Ryutama, which I'm very excited to ask him about. Marcus, I'm talking about Marcus.
Oh.
He's going to be joining me on Behind the Screens tomorrow night. That is at 5 p.m. And then we'll have at 6:30 a short wind down with Anna Geeks, our CEO. It's her birthday, so you should be there, and you should just distract her for 30 minutes with well wishes about her birthday. That's our plan. That's your mission, should you choose to accept it. Otherwise, if you would like to support us tonight, you can do so. You can see our goal down in chat. That's our weekly goal for this week and also for all of our shows this week. Or you can check out our Patreon, sign up for regular monthly donations over there. Or you can also support us through non-monetary means, sharing the stream, talking about it on social media, retweeting our tweets, hosting it here in chat. All of those are incredibly helpful ways. And honestly, you're already doing the best one. You're here, you're hanging out with us, you're watching it. Thank you. I'm excited this week. Some weird shit's gonna. It's fine. It's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff. We're mashing those worlds together. So with that, let's find out who our players are, who they are playing, what their pronouns are, and let's start over here with the player we didn't have last week.
Hello. Yes. Sorry, I had an 18-hour flight, and it was very button up.
Wait, you didn't feel like just like getting on that airplane Wi-Fi and like trying to stream in an RPG? Tiny little seat. What if anyone's done that?
I mean, that would have cost a lot of money.
That would have been so expensive
Would've been
and
so expensive.
probably not a good connection.
But yes, I am a Bonsai Baby on Twitch, Twitter, Bonsai Baby. Hey. Anyways, what am I doing? I am a she, her, but I play Dale Fink, who is a him.
He.
He.
That's also correct too. It's so good.
Yes, I am a skeptical paradox that will tell you all truths and is all-knowing and got in trouble for no reason. I didn't share the information. They just decided to bring me down the man because of them. That's why.
Oof.
We have an ask from chat to describe our characters.
Ooh, we should do that when we jump into when we start play and then when we go to our next recursion.
Oh,
So we'll do character
what
and
they look
us
like on Earth and
introductions.
then what they look like. Yeah. When we paint the scene, I'll encourage you to describe your characters.
Thanks for the tip, guys.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jackie Dash, Jakidash. I'm not on the Twitter. My pronoun personally is she, her. But in game, I play in the Pines when the sky was night. I took my first breath, or Pine Night. The pronouns for him are he, him, and he is. Are we doing like who we are, like vectors?
Yeah. You
like
can say, kind of give your phrase. That's the thing that Cypher gives us.
And Pine Knight is a graceful vector who is looking for trouble on Earth.
I think you're specifically took looking for trouble just so you can give Oz a run for his money, right?
No, with this, I can get 1 bonus to damaging objects.
Good. I'm so proud. I'm so happy for you. I think fun fact, I think that's the focus I gave to Strawberry's character from Eat, Pray, Kill.
It's great.
Hey, it's your boy Nathan Kiss, aka What Is Kiss, aka Flostradamus, aka Who's that over there? It me, your boy. I am playing Oswald Dukes, a lucky spinner who tonight will be once again carrying a quiver. License to carry. Sorry, license to carry a quiver. All of it. You'll see what happens.
He has that quiver license. It's very important.
Both of our pronouns are he, him, and I want to have some fun. Chat, will you let us have some fun tonight? Because I want to have some fun.
Good.
That's all.
Did you say who you're playing? I don't remember. I think so.
Sorry, Flostradamus tonight.
Tonight you're Flostradamus. Good. Who are you?
Hello, I'm Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram. On Instagram, it's the Shell Game because someone took Shell Game first. I don't actually know them, so if you're watching this channel, talk to me. We have a conversation to have. Cool, thanks. I am playing Anon Nisi, who is an appealing paradox who adapts to any environment on Earth. And she's quite diplomatic in nature.
And lead.
Huh? Well, I lead when I'm gonna lead when I recurse, but when I'm on Earth,
when you're on
I'm
Earth, you adapt to any
adapting
environment.
to
Interesting.
I didn't say what I was.
That's okay. No.
It'll be secrets.
I just didn't realize you swapped it whenever you showed up back on Earth. I just assumed you kept the same one. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, I have been swapping it. I don't have to. Oh wait, I would lose Cetus. Never mind, she leads. She leads on Earth. And she has a cute little pup, and his name is Cetus. And he's about like sort of mid to large dog size, sort of like think Labrador, all black. And his ears are very like articulate, so either they can be like super up and pointy or like back and relaxed. And the only part of him that is not black is his little nose, which is white and pink. And it's adorable.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess if you don't want to have Cetus, then you can switch. But you can just keep the same one every time you come back to Earth, because it's draggable. Leads.
Well,
Yeah, you
yes,
know.
I want to keep Cetus for now.
Cool.
Cetus
All right.
is adorable.
And I am your GM. I'm Random Tuesday on the internet. My pronouns are she, her. And with that, let us begin. So the last time our intrepid recursors, a whole bunch of stuff happened prior to this that involved them losing one of their teammates. Their teammate had experienced, realistically, actually losing the leader of their team, but that's neither here nor there. The leader of their team, Jade Atwood, had experienced some previous issues before the show even started that resulted in her essentially disappearing towards the end of the last set of episodes, last season. Literally just disappeared. And the assumption is that she's been dumped into this space called the Strange, which is this sort of extra-dimensional space that exists between all of these realities. And normally when you translate, you just sort of instantaneously go through it, but you can technically go directly into it. It's called the Dark Energy Network. The group had it in their mind that they were going to rescue Jade, but they were given some suggestions, largely, don't. That's a bad idea. It's super dangerous. Maybe just don't. And then they pressed the issue, so they were also told about a specific recursion called the Library, or Alexandria, in which it is a massive repository, theoretically, of infinite amounts of knowledge of all recursions in the known universe. Its limitations are somewhat unknown. Dale, however, was not allowed to go with them because he was grounded for stealing information from the estate. The rest of the group went through to this recursion and learned various pieces of valuable information. They were given one job from the estate, and they spent most of the rest of the time not doing that and learning about things they cared about.
Listen, when you give a mouse a cookie, he's gonna go on an adventure.
Yeah. No, in this case, I gave him, like, a carrot, and then he found a bunch of cookies next to it and was like, ooh, cookies, and didn't realize they were on a mousetrap, but thankfully got away. Because librarians are terrifying. Giant sort of worm-like monsters that jump out of the ground and consume you, mind and soul, and then spit you back out as a tender in their library. So anyway, they survived. They got back. They made a deal, actually, with a librarian, which was also how we learned is really close to how you get bad princesses. Hands down, one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard, don't make a deal with a dragon, that's how you get bad princesses. Yeah, that was good. That was,
It'll make sense later.
It'll make sense later, you know. Yeah, that is so the group translated back out, made this deal with the librarian, and returned. They found themselves back in that same meeting room that they had left from on Earth, and I think shortly afterwards they like interrupt a briefing that's going on, and Riley will appear shortly afterwards. Like they'll be sort of taken and be like, I guess we'll move our briefing. There's like this awkward moment where no one's really sure who's supposed to like leave the meeting room, and they'll be like, we need to like figure this system out. Riley comes back in.
Anon will just be like, that's all right. If you could take another room, we'll just decompress in here for a moment.
Yeah, they're like visibly wounded as you come back, having fought off. I guess only Oz, I think, took damage from the librarians.
Yes.
Good check. So, unfortunately, Dale won't be invited back yet. He's still in trouble. But Riley will come back into the room, and we'll go through. Yeah, he's in a glass case of emotion. Riley Howell, the field director, will come back in, and so as we see the three of you in there. Go ahead and paint for our audience what do each of your characters look like as they're on Earth specifically, because they will change appearance as they go to different recursions. So let's start with Anon, who's convinced them all to leave the room. Like, oh, okay.
So Anon is dressed in, she's just got like a nice pair of like skinny jeans and some boots that come up to her up to her knees, black leather, which matches her black leather jacket, and her hair is just sort of like neatly slicked back away from her face in a way that on a lot of people would make them look like more just super neutral and bland, but for some reason on her it just makes her look far more appealing. And her hair, she's wearing like a white sort of tank top underneath the black jacket, and she has a pair of sunglasses tucked up here.
Back on Earth, Oz is wearing his a flannel button-up shirt with a denim vest. Underneath is a faded, it looks like to be a band tee that says, it's really old, but you just see Adel, and then underneath it's a C with something that's supposed to be there, but it's like scratched off. Then it just says Eek, and then you see a little vinyl record underneath. He's a heckin' mess right now.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, it's sweating? Like, is this...
Oh, sweating, still checking to see, it's kind of like, oh, like, I got stabbed in the torso.
Right.
Am I still stabbed? I don't know. But also, like, mentally and emotionally, just kind of like, Mondays, am I right?
Okay, excellent. Fine.
Pine is tall and thin in a way that is graceful, not in a
Kind
way
of
that
like a
is
ballerina?
monstrous. Yeah, kind of like a ballerina. And like while his presence for a lot of people might be like intimidating, his is like just like a yes, he's there, but he won't like kill you. Like he's just like, I am here and I'm here to listen. He has long black hair that's like braided in like intricate braids that is well taken care of. He wears like a nice button-up shirt that is obviously well ironed. It goes down. It's probably tucked on like this way. And he wears like a pair of like good-fitting like slacks and one of those. You know those like those brown leather shoes that boys wear? He wears those. I guess they're just called shoes.
Just shoes. But those specific shoes.
Well, you know the ones I'm talking about that are brown that have like the weird, on the toe they have the weird dots along
Yeah, like loafers.
the loafers.
Oh, you mean the old man shoes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
wearing loafers. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, the ones with the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's like, he could like jog to go get someone a coffee as an intern. He's just well dressed.
Oh, buddy.
And look like a
Perfect.
little buddy that's too tall.
A little bit too tall. His pants, I imagine, are slightly too short for him.
I think
and,
they're
like,
rolled
sleeve-
up.
Yeah.
They're, like, and he has his blade.
Where's
It's
my
just
little,
big ol'
someone
stick.
stretched out my little buddy. My little buddy's been stretched out.
Basic. Excellent. Riley Howell greets you, and he's the field agent lead. So he's kind of been the one who sends you on your missions. He's definitely got like his hair is sort of cut short. He's got probably like the classic fade going on. He's wearing his button-up shirt and slacks, but like his tie is clearly not done up properly. And he just sort of comes in and he's like, "You're back."
Yes. And happened to get you what you were looking for. Kind of.
Right. And he sort of reaches over and takes whatever notes you're passing to him. And how was the rest of it? Educational?
No.
Very.
Enlightening?
There's a significant amount of information.
Some people would say having more information doesn't mean you understand more. It just gives you more
Yes.
questions.
Yeah. Can we talk?
Yeah, just a sec. And he kind of, Riley, like, flips over the dossier that you've given him and kind of flips through, and he's like, that's what we thought. Just closes it and kind of puts it to the side. It's probably time I tell you about the September project.
Yeah.
Overdue.
You might have heard of it. And then he looks at Pine and Anon and remembers that they're not from this world, and looks at Oz. You might have heard of it. And you think vaguely like the term is familiar to you, as if like someone is referencing a company that you know exists, but you almost know nothing about. They're a group. In some ways, you might say that they're a little bit like the estate. I hope we're actually fundamentally quite different. The September Project is run, to all intents and purposes, by the Betrayer. He used to be from Earth. He went to Arden, became a god, betrayed the gods, and from what we know, his goal is at the very least to take over Arden, and probably if he succeeds, he wouldn't stop there, otherwise he wouldn't have an organization on Earth.
And you knew this already?
We knew that much. We didn't know False Harbinger, that group you keep running into, is related to him through Arden. But it makes sense, that was our guess. His fanatics there tend to change names a lot, because most of them die.
What is his
eventually.
original name?
Lauren doesn't remember that, and we'll have to go look it up. Riley, however, does remember it and gives you his original name. I'll get that to you in the break.
Okay. And why is he called the Betrayer?
Because he betrayed all the gods in Arden.
Well, the gods, yes, but then why do we continue to use that name and not his original?
Because functionally, that's, I think, who he's become more than who he used to be.
So when do we go back?
To
The library. All the information is there. Everything we need to know is right there. Why not just send teams there just to constantly gather information? I mean, if we pull our resources just...
how'd
do
it go
that.
for you?
We got what we needed.
Yes, but we nearly lost some of our number.
But we didn't. I mean, if a team of 3 green agents can go out there, come back with information, then why not put your best out there to get this information in? I mean, everything is right there. It's all it's just there.
Gets harder every time.
So going back,
You can. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. We try not to do that. The library is sort of more of a last resort. It's a good place to end up with more questions than you have answers.
besides, I imagine that the librarians would be expecting their deal paid in full on your return.
Riley just kind of gives you this very quizzical look. I don't need to know.
It's better that you don't.
I mean, we could tell you. Yes?
We also learned about fractal surfing and chaos sphere navigation. So now seems like a good time to go and find Jade. After you have some healing, of course.
I'm good.
Oz said you are not ready.
Excuse me?
You're not ready to go into the strange after Jade. You might be just barely ready to go into the strange.
I have had many people tell me that I am not ready for things and found myself fully equal to the task.
How long have you been translating, recursing?
It's hard to tell the time and the different recursions.
Jade and I used to both be field operatives, actually. I
Together?
haven't been in the field in a long time. Well, more precisely, I haven't been in the field since Jade disappeared. Remember I told you, we sent in groups?
Were you among their number?
I was. I'm also one of the lucky ones who made it back. Jade lost part of herself there. She wasn't the only one. And he kind of leans over and like pulls out part of his leg, and you see that it has that exact same appearance that Jade's did. Like all the way from his left knee down to past his foot, and you can't see it, into his shoe, is just that gnarled sort of black, almost like the skin has become necrotic, but without it like actually physically falling off. I can't translate because I actually listen to what the doctor tells me. There are things there that we haven't encountered before. Some of our most experienced agents went in there, and not all of them made it back. I'm not going to send you in to die. I also understand you want to get her back, and you are willing to put your life on the line for that. So work with me. We need more than just an ordinary chaos skiff. I'm trying to pull some strings and see if we can get a hold of a group that has a bigger ship.
What can I do to help?
Be patient.
That is not something I'm particularly good at.
Sort of like shrugs, like that's all I can ask for.
At the very least, you need to get looked at.
I'm good.
You're not.
No, you're. I'll have the doctor look at you. You know my Dr. Valerio. She's not. Just let her look you over.
The books will still be there. Your questions will still be here. The blood that is dripping out of your side will not.
Besides, once you have been looked at and get taken care of, then you'll be back at full strength and able to handle things better. Please.
A caution, Oz. Like I said, going back to the library, it'll get harder. The bigger thing is the more. You didn't really notice time passing there, did you?
No.
How long do you think you were there for?
Oh shoot.
Pine actually would have noticed. Like Pine legitimately, because Pine couldn't read and wasn't reading any of the books.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you're invested in reading, like you don't notice the passage of time. But Pine never had that experience.
No, I'm very hungry.
How long do you think you were there?
There was no moon, there was no sun. I would have to estimate 4 days.
Sounds about right.
4?
Oh, yes.
The bigger your questions, the longer you'll have to stay, the more invested you will be in staying. We've lost agents just because they literally probably died there. Centuries could pass. Well, you don't live that long, but if you could, that's how much time could pass.
Noted.
So if you have questions, though, let's talk and see if I can help you answer them. The other concern we have, and this is part of why I wanted to send you three in. I know, we know, and we're trying to keep this part under wraps, that the September Project keeps being ahead of us. The False Harbinger group, they had already reached that cipher before you were there. They had been after Quinn Sharp. I have no idea how they found out about him.
So obviously you have someone on the inside.
That's what our concern is.
Why would you trust us? We're all new.
We are on the outside.
Exactly. You haven't been here long enough. The problem started before you started working with the estate. Which, sure, you could also be other agents, but it's less likely. It hasn't escalated since you've gotten here.
You had plenty of opportunities to be able to test whether or not what we learned and brought back to you was broken before we got there.
You've so far proven yourself trustworthy, and Jade, I trust her. She, again, also appeared and disappeared. And her timeline matches up with her not being a suspect. It's not something you need to worry about yourselves right now. It's also part of why Dale wasn't with you. We needed to make sure that he had just been looking for the information because he's Dale and not because he happened to have been working for someone else.
A fair assessment.
Did you figure that out?
It's just him.
Yes.
He has a precocious personality.
Yes.
He is hungry for knowledge.
Starving. So
Honestly, I think if he'd gone with you, he might have ended up just becoming a librarian. We don't know what made the librarians, and it could just be people like Dale for all we know.
Dale would be the smallest of the librarians. You would be a book. No.
a novel.
Oh.
Like, Riley's like, yes, you're not wrong. So,
Oh, I missed my friend.
regardless, do you have any questions for me as a group before any of you want to have more personal conversations?
Has the estate ever waged war on another recursion? An attack?
No. Our entire objective as the estate is to prevent Earth from being consumed by a planetivore, and tasks related to protecting it. We are a prime world, and therefore very delicious to them. Waging war against another recursion would just draw attention to us. Attention we don't want.
Noted. Wrong word. If an entity from a different recursion were to attack or kidnap someone or people from our recursion, is it possible to go into that recursion to get them out? Like, what are the rules regarding that?
I suppose I don't entirely follow your question, but if you went to go rescue someone who was trapped in a recursion, I don't know if this estate would necessarily directly sanction it, but you're recursors. You can technically travel whenever you want.
Just in our own.
Depends on what it is. If you have a specific request, you can let me know.
Okay.
Did
Where's
you
the
learn
doc?
something?
Yeah, a lot.
Right. He just sort of looks at Oz for a moment and is like, yep. Where's the lock? Sorry.
The doctor.
The doctor. And he will gesture you. You already know probably where medical is. I don't know if you've been there before, but it's like its own
I just
little
need a hall
building.
pass or something.
No, you just go there and bleed on the floor, and and Dr. Valeria will be like, please stop bleeding on my floor and get on this bed. Yeah, they direct you to it. They're not like, they don't lock down there's like an urgent care there and stuff, you know, it's like the medical triage center on site, and then they also like take you through these doors and you're like, oh, they have a fucking hospital here for weird stuff. They just have a front that looks like a normal little office. So you head over there. Riley will kind of nod. You definitely like, especially after he showed you his wound, like you can see like he's like Jade in that sense, but it looks like that he's probably around Jade's age, but there's definitely this sense that like you would have probably guessed he was older, like more wrinkles, more like gray in his hair. And now it kind of makes more sense.
I understand your name now. I get it.
Which
I'm
part?
sorry. Oh, no. I always wondered what your choice name.
Right.
You howl. You howl because you lament that you had to put down your sword. I'm sorry.
We have slightly different naming conventions here on Earth. Neither of those names were one I chose for myself.
Why don't you choose a name for yourself?
Some people do. I've grown up with this one. He just like genuinely laughs when Pine points at him. Right. I'm gonna leave you in this conference room, and just closes the door and walks away.
I see why Atwood would work with him. He's not incorrect in his choices.
No. It seems to approach things very logically, unfortunately.
Right, because an Atwood makes choices. Riley does not. Makes sense.
Yes, well, everyone has to make their own choices for their lives. And sometimes those choices may appear to be one thing and then result in something entirely different. Sometimes you may think that you know a person based on certain choices, and then they may disappear, and you may later realize that they're a completely different person and not worthy of following.
I feel like we are not talking about Howl anymore.
No.
We are talking about Howl?
No.
Oh.
We're talking about someone else. I think it's important for you to understand that sometimes when people aren't who we expect them to be, it's not a result of our actions or our choices. It's a result of who they are as a person. And
Is
it's
this a riddle?
not intentionally.
Is the answer Anthony, who is not Dale?
No. Although I suppose that could be the answer, unfortunately. Perhaps it is best that we save this riddle for another time and go enjoy a coffee. After all, it's been a long, hard journey, and why should we spoil it with heavy riddles that should only be solved another time?
Quite. I look forward to your challenge. I will let you know. Words do not escape me. So, bring forth the riddle later.
Yes.
Ow. As I think on the way, Pine goes into detail about how he is not able to find a loomer here, one who like looms cloth.
You mean a weaver?
Yes.
Maybe on Zenzoot they call them loomers.
I hope they call them loomers on Zanzu.
So
Because that's fine.
it is very difficult to buy
Weavers.
fabric in terms of weight here.
Oh, Pine!
But-
Inan will take you to downtown Seattle.
Yeah, no, I think it's like, but we will find something because I do owe you that.
Me?
Your weight
My weight?
in fabrics.
It's a good thing you clarified that. But also, I mean, I thought that you wanted to change your ensemble.
Oh,
I have discovered the most fantastic little shop. It's right on this corner, and the second that you walk in, it's like you're transported into a whole new world. There's cloths that I haven't seen before, the sort that shimmer iridescently. When you pick them up, they're one color, and if you shift one way, it takes a whole nother color.
so you went into a recursion.
Not quite.
Let us go here, and then we'll go back to where they're keeping Dale. I've been telling him things that we're doing because he's sad that he can't join.
So we have a shopping montage.
Yes.
Perfect. Dale, at some point, so your last, like, they said they were gone for about 4 days, and that actually probably doesn't translate into that amount of time. Like, you, as far as the estate is concerned, we're probably only gone for about 24 hours because time travel passes very different in the library. So, like, it's only been like an uncomfortable 2 days for Dale, but it has been a pretty uncomfortable 2 days. They're like,
No
you know,
information.
yeah.
Cut off my insurance.
They basically equivalent of like house arrested you, and but you're allowed to leave. It's just that if you leave, you always have someone with you. And they're like, you stole data from us, like you illegally you hacked into our systems without permission. You stole confidential and personnel information.
I mean,
Like this
stealing
is
requires somebody selling it off.
no, it really doesn't. Stealing is taking without permission. Literal definition of the word stealing. Like this is Riley trying to have a conversation with Dale. Like
But I
you,
had the password. That is permission.
how did you get the password, Dale? Through hacking, yes? I assume through
I don't know.
getting into the system through a
I mean, you could improve
non-legitimate
your,
means.
if this is such a great organization, I'm just saying there's rooms of improvement. I like push a paper. Maybe you wanted to make some
Like
improvement.
slides a piece of paper across the table. I appreciate your enthusiasm to wanting to help us improve our security systems. But I'll be honest, I have some concerns about whether or not we can continue to trust you as someone inside of the
I
estate.
had to address my concerns first because you guys just came out of nowhere. I was happy.
So you needed to look up information about your teammates without their permission. You could have just asked them, Most people do that.
You know their reaction every time I ask them about things.
How many times did you ask them?
I mean, if I did ask
More or less than once.
kind of asked them. But it was mostly Jade, and then she got really angry at
Yeah.
me.
So instead of respecting her privacy, you decided to disrespect her privacy by looking at her
If she
records.
never found out.
It would still be disrespecting her privacy. You just, I suppose, wouldn't have been caught. But you have been caught, Dale. We're putting you on a suspension from active duty. You can continue to stay here. You have, actually, I guess Dale has his own place, so you are actually just not allowed on a state property until they resolve the investigation. If you disappear, then we'll consider that a sign that you are not to be trusted. Yes.
I mean, the information is out there. How are you not curious? Just to
I am
find out.
curious, but I do respect people's boundaries, Dale.
I mean, define boundaries. You know, it's the Earth is like, you know, it's not even one dimension; it's 4 dimensions.
Right.
And maybe in this recursion, I might not know that information, but another me in a different recursion might
Dale.
actually.
Dale, you know exactly how recursing works. Don't pretend that you're less intelligent than you are. You are one of the smartest people I have ever met. There is a reason we brought you here to the estate.
Fine.
Consider this a lesson to maybe not hack into our files and instead help us improve our security system so I can get you better clearance so that you can learn things with permission. Work with me here, Dale.
Fine. Here, I guess you might want this. Pull out another.
Like, what do you hand him this time?
It's the first thing I got from Arden. It's basically who came in and who came out during Arden before we went in. I don't know.
Why are you stealing our records from Arden? I was looking for this!
I mean, you never know. It's like information. Things could have happened. We were going there for a reason. Maybe there's some suspicious.
So you took it so I couldn't read this.
Well, how was I supposed to know you didn't have copies?
Have you seen how difficult it is in Arden to make things? Just, you know what, just go. Wait, Anon mentioned you might have learned something about Jade.
Yes.
Her location?
Another piece of paper is sliding out of my mini pockets.
They're all like a little bit like green. Do they have like a film of something over them and you're not really sure? Yeah.
Pizza,
It's like some grease.
Pizza grease and stuff on there.
He, like
Just,
unfolds
like-
this and he looks at it.
All
and-
right, if you want to know the real facts about this is the research that I've gotten down. As you see right here, this pinnacle, this point, these are certain astrological maps. So basically, I pinpoint the location that we could find her.
That is genuinely incredibly impressive that you were able to pull navigational points just by standing in the spot where she disappeared from. And then he looks at it more and he just like, fuck.
Yep.
She's in the same spot.
I figured as much, and it's going to be difficult to get her.
Oh, Anon's gonna die if she goes in there.
I mean, not if we're prepared.
And that's when he shows you. Like, he does the same thing. He's like, if you're prepared, you need to be prepared for this. And he, like, shows you that his leg looks exactly the same as Jade's arm did. I went in after her the first time. Me and a few others.
You've done blood samples, right?
Yeah.
It's just, you got the same thing. A piece of you is still left.
There are things you've encountered. They consume people. Inklings. You met some of them the first mission?
Yes.
Remember the reaction you told me Jade had to them?
Yes.
It's because that's what consumed part of her. But it left her with a connection. Anytime any of us who have experienced that translate through the strange, it's like trying to reunite two things that want to be together. Opposite poles of a magnet. So we get pulled back. Hurts like hell. I'm surprised she kept translating.
Oh, from what I could tell from Jade, she's kind of had a death wish.
She's complicated.
She was also one of our best. So if you go, this is something you'll need to be afraid of or prepared for. Things we don't know enough about yet.
Well, I guess I will be willing to not dig without permission if I could get more access. I guess I just have to prove myself.
Step one is
Yeah.
just don't break into our computer systems. That's a solid first step to proving that we can trust you.
Well, I mean, you might want to just run this program then that's in there. There might be a worm in there that, just it's there.
You put a virus.
A backdoor.
Dale.
Backdoor.
Thank you for telling me. He just sort of like. Okay, I think we have everything now. Why don't you go have fun not on estate grounds?
All right. I guess I'll slink off into the darkness and practice some stuff that I'm in secret.
We just see like Dale slinking out of the room and like Riley sitting there at his desk like rubbing his temple like he's totally worth it. He's very smart, talented, good agent. Kind of difficult. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And like 2 days later, someone will probably let you know, or you'll get a message that Anon and the group are back. Maybe you didn't necessarily know that they left anywhere.
They left someone without.
I guess actually at some point maybe they just come and contact you.
I would like that.
Yeah.
You have a phone?
Oh yes, of course.
Call him. Use the woman in your box to call my friend.
Oh. I'm worried I'm gonna activate something if I actually do this.
Just give her a new name. Oksana.
Oh yes. Oh.
Oh.
Oksana, call Dale.
Calling Dale. Diddly-dee, diddly-dee, diddly-dee-dee.
Who gave you this number? Who are you?
You gave it to me. Hello.
Hello, Dale. Are you out of the hot water or the box?
Anon has put the like call feature on so you can see like the both of them.
Covered up the camera. We're just.
Yes.
Or actually, it doesn't need. It's a flip phone.
Yeah, I assume our phone has no way of
It has
like
no-
seeing video.
Oh, so it wouldn't even be able to do
Yeah.
video.
No,
Okay,
it wasn't
yeah.
able to do video. It's not even allowed.
Oh, so she has it on speakerphone.
Where were you guys hiding this whole time?
We were in a coffee shop, so I'm going to use code. We went away to a special place.
I like how you can't say we went to a library. Like, that's a weird thing to say.
Anon doesn't know what's weird necessarily on Earth and what isn't.
Like, we zoom out, the camera zooms out, and we realize the coffee shop is inside a library.
It's inside the Seattle Public Library.
Yeah.
There isn't one in
So,
there.
like,
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
There is one. Yeah, there is one. You're in the
Oh.
Seattle Public Library. Like, we zoom out and we like zoom out again, and then we realize you're just in the Seattle Public Library.
And there was a significant amount of
Okay. This is probably not good to go on the phone. Just tell me where you're at.
We're at the
I mean,
SPL in Seattle.
it's the giant one that looks like a rock that was carved from diamonds.
Oh, that one. Okay. And I hung up just hang up and make my way.
And then, like, 10 minutes later, 20 minutes, I don't know where you live in Seattle, but at some point later, Dale saunters in.
jungle.
I imagine you just like appear behind us, like not.
Pops up.
Oh, it's so good to see you. So, are you out of the doghouse or are you still stuck in it?
What doghouse? Who's in the doghouse? I didn't get in trouble.
Okay. It is good to have you, and I think there's just like a side hug pull. I missed you.
Anon took a picture.
Oh, picture. No picture. Anyways.
We were on our way to visit the Oz, who might still be in the infirmary.
Presumably. He was injured horribly this last time.
He
You
lives
see-
here.
Oh, that wasn't information we were asking for, but good to know that you have it. Thank you. Click.
Yeah.
And he's hopefully doing better. I mean, assuming you're allowed back on estate grounds, you could come visit him.
They haven't told me yet if I'm allowed back, right?
I think probably sometime that day you were told you were allowed back.
Okay. I just been released back. All right, I do have. Never mind.
Oh,
You
yes,
were never in
because you were
trouble.
never in trouble.
Never.
He was heard by a librarian. It was.
The librarian? What do you mean the librarian?
Well, they're very different than here.
Giant maws that could crush buildings, but all they do is eat books.
So much for code.
Wait. When-
Someone turns around and just sort of like gives you this look and like picks up their
That's a
latte
great
and
book
goes
you're
somewhere
talking
else.
about. I also enjoy that
Oh,
book.
and then someone else is like, "Oh, have you read the sequel? I loved Children of Dune."
Yes! The Children of the Dune is one of my favorite novels. Now be gone!
I'm sorry, my brother doesn't quite understand how to talk to
Sort of walk
people.
away. We should go.
Wait, would I know where the librarians are from? Just like strange lore?
Go ahead. This is pretty difficult. It's a and different recursion. So we'll say this is a challenging 15 or higher.
15 or higher. Even with strange lore.
That'll
and,
knock it down 1, so 12 or higher.
Yeah, 12 or higher. See-through lies doesn't count on this.
No.
Strange training is strange lore.
Yeah.
Uh,
You could apply effort if you want to.
I will not for this one. We'll just see, because I don't know it, but doesn't mean like I'm super suspicious of where. So 15.
So with a 15, you were wondering like, have you heard of this recursion, or do you know what librarians are?
Well, the recursion, I guess it would be.
I think what you've probably heard of is you've heard of other people referencing like dangerous librarians and like a recursion full of knowledge. Like those are things that are familiar to you, but you don't know like where this recursion is and you haven't been there before.
So hot.
Yes.
Not when you guys basically you were given books, knowledge about everything.
Well, I mean, it's honestly very hard to get around in there. Understanding just how to find things was the first difficult part. I think it's tied to whether or not you've been to this special place.
You
That's
guys
your
went to where all the knowledge in the world are.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
it can't
so
be
sorry
all the
you couldn't
knowledge.
make it.
But we'll tell you a story from it on the way.
This was the true punishment. Not the lack of internet access, not being kicked off of the campus. This was the consequence.
Do not be sad. I have gifts that Anon helped me get and stories.
Did you bring a piece back of the recursion? So like somebody else, not me, of course, could access.
No, we did not.
Tell me all the things you know, please.
Well,
Let's walk. And Dale, you should fully understand that the way that this recursion particularly works and the way that the librarians are is that they are very possessive of everything that's there. There may have been a deal that may have been made as we were leaving just in order to leave because they are very possessive and we just had knowledge in our heads. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm worried.
About knowledge?
About you.
Alright, I'm gonna scuttle you to the corner with you guys. I have to.
just
ask you-
her.
No, both of you.
Okay.
Because I need you here, Pine. We're
Yes.
gonna ask this very direct question. Do you know about them? Are you one of them?
What?
Them.
Oh, we looked them up and we couldn't find anything from them. I mean, it's hard to tell because if you haven't been to the recursion, then you can't really find anything because you can't really read it to know that it's from there. So there could be something in the library about them, but honestly,
No, but the question was you.
me?
Look at the background of your family side. Whip out some more papers.
Holy cow!
Scatter on the bed.
Look at
And Han's gonna like snatch one.
your mothers. They're both very high officials. You're yourself very cunning in your own way, and you know how to make people talk.
I was
All of
trained.
these signs are of them. So are you working? Are you a higher power? Do you know the lizard man? What
If-
dimension are you from?
Adam Nocturne. And if I'm a them, I don't know it. Dale, if I wanted to lie to you, I would use something better than that. Honestly.
May I be blunt?
You're very blunt a lot of the times, but yes.
Yes, that's accurate.
Anon is a sharp tool. Would you know she was one of them? If she was, her words are smarter than both of us. She could twist us if she was them. She is not them. That is why you think she is them.
Oh, Pine dear.
Okay.
Is that yes?
All right.
We'll fade out on the library and we'll cut to the infirmary. You'll be patched up. You'll have some time to kind of recover. They'll keep you there probably overnight. Dr. Valerio, she's pretty chatty if you want to talk to her, but if you ask for Riley, like, eventually they'll put a message and he'll come to talk to you later on in the day. Is that who you were hoping to speak with?
I already asked Riley
Okay.
spoke to Riley what I had to.
Okay,
ask.
so you didn't need to ask anything else.
Yeah.
Was there anything in particular you wanted to do before you are released?
I
guess
yeah.
For you more specifically, before you take a nap. But anyway, continue.
Take my nappy nap. The juice box. I asked the doctor general information regarding just kind of like when Jade first showed signs of
Yeah.
the decay. The spreading of it, did it happen rapidly? Because Riley's
In a hypothetical scenario, because, doctor pay for patient confidentiality and all that. In a hypothetical scenario, if someone had a piece of them that had been consumed by something, it was in the strange, it was trapped there, right? A portion of them's trapped in the strange. When you translate, you go through it, right? It's a strange concept. Normally, you translate, you go from one recursion to another recursion, but functionally, I think they describe it as being uploaded into the dark energy network and then printed out on the other side. But you're basically translating at an incredibly fast speed to a point that you can't understand or experience any of it while you're in the strange. If part of you was there, that process would probably be interrupted in some way, and if the translation wasn't massively successful to the point where you're experiencing the entire process. That's what we think happened to Jade, that she was technically translating the whole time, but she was in the strange and able to physically experience it.
So it's a deflection that takes place during a botched translation, not so much doing
We don't
it
know.
repeatedly over and over again.
She still was never in a hypothetical scenario. I'm definitely patient, doctor, confidential. None of us ever really knew for sure exactly why it happened the first time. Jade wasn't able to give us a lot of information. It seemed like her memory of the events leading into being in the strange, and even while being there, wasn't coherent. We do know that anyone who lost a portion of them, Riley as another example, of themselves, that piece of them still seems to exist in the strange, and it pulls them back. Every time they translate, it tries to take a little bit more, which is why we recommended to Jade she stop translating, and you can see how that worked out for her. Some people listen. Not everyone listens to doctor's orders.
Yeah. You've probably already tried this or thought of this, but the way that Riley explained it, of kind of like two separate poles being torn
Brought
apart
together. Mm-hmm.
and trying to reconnect. Has anyone intentionally tried to get it on themselves and then find
Go.
out where they are?
We know where she is. The first team that went in there, if she's in the same spot, they would know where she is again.
Gotcha.
The issue is what's there when you arrive.
Thank you.
Presuming all of her could be brought out, she would stop having the issue with translation. Or
Hypothetically.
hypothetically, if whatever was stuck there was permanently destroyed, then there would be no pull.
Gotcha. All right.
You, on the other hand, need to listen to doctor's orders, so you're going to stay here overnight.
Thanks. Yeah.
You don't quite have the clout that Jade Atwood does. Not yet, anyway.
Thanks, Doc.
And she saunters out of the room at some point. Later on, eventually, I assume... Or is there anything specific Oz was going to do?
Just nap.
Perfect. At some point, Oz, you fall asleep. And you've had weird dreams before. Like, this is a thing that you are relatively used to because you've had a tendency to accidentally translate in
It's
your
one of
sleep.
Oz's 3 good qualities.
It's 3 good qualities. Wait,
Weird dreams.
Weird dreams.
Huh?
Weird dreams. Sweet and gentle personality.
I was gonna say whistling.
Whistling
And
and...
the last one is makes a delicious souffle.
There you go. Those are his weird 3
Only
skills.
3 good skills. Yes. I'm at each level. I just add souffle, train in
Just-
souffles.
Now you're specialized in souffles. Perfect. As you drift into your sleep, and there's kind of the time where you have these weird dreams and they sort of crop up, but this one feels a little bit different. And it seems at some point to almost stabilize. And I don't know if you've ever had this dream, but there's a sort of vivid sense of reality that comes with it. And the first thing you feel like is this dream is actually from the first person, which is maybe odd. I don't know if for you personally he's in to have third person dreams, but that tend to be most of mine.
Just hold down the L3 like
Yeah,
change.
yeah. You hold down the button. I don't know why. I have like a lot of mine tend to be in third person, but so you're having this, and you're kind of looking around, and this room has this sort of vaulted ceiling. You see in the middle of the room, there's like a nice dining table that's all set. It's made out of maybe mahogany or some other deep, dark colored wood. The ceiling has these sort of vaulted ceilings with these spandrels and like Gothic sort of style additions and architecture. And standing across the room, kind of in front of this fireplace, is a silhouette that is very familiar to you. And you see the person, she turns around. And for you immediately, like, she's wearing something very different than she normally wears. But you see Laura. Can you describe what Laura would look like?
Yeah.
I think I might have had you do this before, but...
Oh, yeah. Actually, no.
Because we saw her in Oz's, like, memory dream, but...
Yeah. So Laura appears very soft features, round face. It's Laura looks like a bunny. They look like a rabbit. Just like cute. Big eyes, yeah. Little nose. Hair up to around, however they change their hair. Tallish. But yeah.
Perfect. She turns around and she kind of looks like, for a moment, there's like a flash of joy and then a deep confusion that comes across her face, and she sort of, her voice sounds a little bit distant, and not just because she's at the other end of kind of a large room. Oz? Oz? And she crosses this room in this strange, like, sort of blindingly fast, like time isn't moving at a normal rate for you. And she kind of puts her hands up. Are you? And her hands just pass through you. You're not really here.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm here. Where are you?
It doesn't matter. Where are you? Stay with me. Look at me. Where are you?
She kind of looks around and she's like, I think you might call it Transylvania.
Who took you there?
Oz, I need your help.
Is it the witch?
Can you get here?
Yeah, just Transylvania.
And then you just see her. She starts fading out. She's like, wait, here. And she reaches for something, and it's like, she pulls her hair. There's a pin in it, and she puts something into your hand. And even though before she passed through you, the object feels like it stays there. And she sort of fades from your vision. Eventually, you wake up, and you look around, and you hear that, like, beeping sound of the machinery in the hospital. But there's something heavy in your hand. You open your hand up, and there's just a very elaborate, like, it's a very pretty hairpin. It's got a very small emerald in it. But otherwise, it's just sort of this comb, sort of gold comb that would be the sort of thing you'd use to hold your hair up. And you realize, like, her hair was, you were used to seeing it short, so you sort of interpreted it that way, but it had clearly become weirdly long, as if that is normal for the recursion that she's in.
It's like a reverse gift of the Magi.
Yeah, and so she pulled it down.
Is it a cipher?
You take a moment and you look at it, and you're pretty sure it's a recursion key.
Cool. This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
How many machines are hooked up to us?
It's probably just, like, the main one. Like, there's just the little thing on your finger.
Cool.
It's like the oxygen heart rate monitor.
Oh, dope. I just unplug it.
Oh.
Okay. You, like, lean over and just unplug the whole machine. Everything goes silent.
Take it off. Take a bundle. Put some things on the bed. Put a sheet over the bed. Turn the machine around.
Okay.
Turn the lights off. Take do they have the door signs?
Yeah, sure.
Door signs,
Yeah.
put on the side. I clear off the tracking sheet for the nurses. Just write OUT. Release, change the date to earlier today. Grab my stuff, and I get out of there.
You kind of do that, like, just totally act casual, like you're not, like you're supposed to just be leaving at this time. And so there's, like, I'm gonna say this was probably later at night, because this was an actual, like, deep sleep that you had. And the one sort of nurse, he looks up from the station, and he just sort of acknowledges you, but in that sense that, like, you look like you're supposed to be leaving, and just sort of assumes you were visiting someone. And you make your way out. Where do you go? Also, side note, you would have had enough time then, I guess, to do, I don't think you would have been able to do the 10-hour recovery roll. Unless you think you would have slept earlier.
It's up to you. Up to you. Last time I left, I was at 0
Okay,
night.
we'll say you have enough to go through all of the recovery rolls.
Okay, cool.
So you start again. So make whatever recovery rolls you had left. You could go through up to the 10-hour one, and then that's where you're at. Clear the rolls because it's a new day, and then does that make sense?
I'm good.
Did you have 2 recovery rolls to make?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, you
2
don't
box
normally
scars
roll.
plus
That's
2.
nice.
Oh.
So.
Actually, plus 4 because you're tier 2. So each time you add your tier.
Oh yeah, to each one.
Yep.
So yeah,
So
16.
16.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Perfect. And now it's a new day. Where do you go?
I go to I go home.
To your little apartment
To
in
Nebraska.
Seattle? You fuck all the way out to Nebraska? How do you get there?
Take a plane.
Are you gonna tell anyone?
No, I can't.
You're the worst.
Well, his dad is.
You know what's gonna be?
You know what? This is
fine.
No, go
this,
to
this
Nebraska.
this is what I do. I don't
Yeah.
tell anyone.
Yeah.
I do send a text to Dale.
Haha!
So you send a text to Dale. What does the text say?
It is Ian's Pizzeria.
Ian's Pizzeria. That's all you send him?
Yep, and it's just the Google location of Ian's Pizzeria.
Okay. Dale, as we have clarified, has a brick phone, so he just gets a hyperlink in his text message that he can't access from his phone. But he does get that. Are you awake or are you asleep?
What time is it?
Let's say this is probably like 3 a.m., 3 or 4 a.m.
tomorrow morning.
Which, you know,
AM,
yeah,
we're
I'll
gonna
be
go
awake.
visit him.
I think we tried to visit him. and he was asleep.
I guess that's not the. It's like
Whatever. It's or pudding or like
yeah.
Alright. What the heck?
Why is everybody calling?
So I assume like you get you hop on the light rail, you get down to SeaTac Airport. You find someone who's like you buy a ticket maybe on your phone.
Yeah,
out
on the
to
way.
Omaha.
You can't buy tickets.
And like first flight is probably at 5:30 in the morning or something, maybe 6 a.m. We'll say. So
Yep.
that's your flight.
Yep.
And you get on the plane is like that when you send the text message, or do you send it while you're on the way to the airport?
on the light rail
On the light rail.
because there's service on the light rail now.
I know, right?
I'll have
That'd be
to
great.
copy
That's
the
a
link.
great advertisement for Seattle.
Visit Seattle.
Seattle, you can get a light rail directly from downtown Seattle to SeaTac Airport.
Or eaten by a worm.
It's awesome.
There's a library that looks like diamonds.
It's pretty cool.
So, and
You can get coffee.
incognito mode. I look up whatever was typed up.
Ian's Pizza, where is it?
Ian's
Pizza Parlor.
is located in Omaha, Nebraska, right off of East Saddle Creek Road.
Son of a gun, he found the key. And then I guess yeah, I would know where they live. Are they on the Institute?
Yeah.
No, those two, yeah. Those
Yeah.
two have quarters in the Institute at the estate. Oz, you knew his address. He was in Seattle.
You're allowed, so I'm gonna go to you first.
Do you like knock on the door or something?
I will shake you awake from your bed.
You like take the lock into her room? I imagine they're like little mini studios, like little efficiency
Yeah.
studios.
Yeah.
So you don't quite have like a full kitchen because there's an on-site cafeteria, but you've got
Well,
like
no,
a
I won't shake
microwave
your
and
bed.
and then it's a
And like the
one
bed
room.
like folds out and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that sort of.
You actually probably have like a bed and then like a chair and a desk and like a little bathroom
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff. Like
It's more fancy than I thought.
it's like those little micro apartments, which
All right.
it's a dorm room, but like a nice one for adults.
Actually, I won't shake you awake. I just start turning on lights, and then like bringing a bag out and just like
Do you like hack? So you break into her room?
breaking means like breaking windows.
No, break-in means entering without permission.
Because it was locked. The non
Yeah,
would not
because she would
sleep
lock.
with
Because
that.
like you also, this
Yeah.
is like imagine like a dorm building, so you have to break into the dorm building and then get
No,
into
he has
her room.
access to. Oh, and after the
It's
dorm,
like,
probably.
yeah, it's like the dorm. Just because I can get into campus buildings doesn't mean I can get into the dorm halls. Yeah, like you try and like swipe in, and dorm will let you in. So how do you want to get to Anon and Pine? They have phones.
They have phones, but we don't want to let the place know. There's already too many people knowing about all this stuff. Fine. I don't want to keep getting breaking of the rules. Knock, 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 knock.
Is that on the?
You're
that
on
on the
like the
window
very
or on the
outside.
outside
You
door?
probably know which rooms are there, so
Yeah,
you
I
like
know
throw
which
rocks
room.
at their window.
Oh, so you have to get keys into there.
Yeah. So it's like a dorm room, right? So you have to, or like a
Dale's
locked
never
apartment.
used
Like
keys
you have to
before.
go into the foyer, and that would be like one key for everybody to get into the foyer, and then into each person's individual room. Like it's basically a dorm hall, or like an apartment building. So you have to have
Oh,
one
I
key
have
and
to
a
have
second one.
keys to
Yeah.
get in there.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And they're probably like swipe keys, and they're the same. They're like related to the badges.
All right, I'm gonna text to their phone pumpernickel while I'm outside their windows, and then I'm going to throw rocks.
At their window. Whose window? Because they have different rooms. So who are you
Where
throwing
they're
rocks?
not like near each other.
I don't think you can do like this and get both of them. No.
Unless you got that plan where it's unlimited call, text, and rocks.
All right, we'll go to Pine first. Go to Pine first because he's my.
So you get. I don't know, Pine. What's your ringtone?
Pine has not turned on the box.
You just have a cell phone. So it goes to nowhere. So you get no call, but it goes. We'll
But
get
I
to
do
none.
I do get the rocks.
You definitely hear the rocks. You hear.
And Pine does wake up with the rocks.
Pumpernickel.
I think Pine just opens it and says,
Pumpernickel.
"It's bread.
Pumpernickel.
It's bread."
Get your butt down here and getting on.
And I think Pine was wearing he was sleeping without his shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes back in and he throws something on and then jumps out the window with his glaive in hand.
It should be clear. Wait, did you just jump out the window? Oh my Your instructions were get Anon, and you respond with jumping out the window.
But like he has his keys, like he has this.
Yeah, the little fob card. Yeah.
Yes. With this, it is like a flat wand, and you wave it, and the little
You're saying this like
technology
standing in
box
front of the main door.
opens the door.
I was just like at the airport, like I'm just gonna go back.
So to be clear, Pine, your glaive here is not a glaive. It's just it's
You're
like a
right.
collapsing baton.
It's a collapsing baton that's uncollapsed right now because it is nighttime. And
That's right. You thought it was bad things happening. So you're explaining how this key card works to Dale. Meanwhile, Anon, your phone.
Just
wave
I
it.
assume it's on vibrate or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's pretty early in the morning at this point. It's like 4:30, like 4 a.m. somewhere around there.
Alright.
You probably hit like Beacon Hill Station or something.
Othello Station.
Othello Station. And your phone goes off, and it just says the word pumpernickel from, I guess, probably an unknown number. I assume
No,
you
but
have
she
multiple.
called
Oh yeah,
me.
because I called him
Okay.
earlier.
I need to burn this phone afterwards, though.
Yeah.
Too many people have called me on this discussion.
Too much communication.
So I think Anon, she doesn't need a whole lot of sleep to run, so she was actually like up and meditating, and so when it goes off, she's like, and just like puts on a robe and then like pauses and she's like takes off the robe, and puts on like her actual clothes.
Meanwhile, Pine is still explaining
Yes,
how key
but
cards work.
I want to point out that
We-
Pine's hair is unbraided and it is very long. It is like down to his like waist because he just has long hair.
And like at this point, you've gotten through the first door, and
Yeah.
now you're still explaining how it also works on your room.
Yes, but
What's the
no-
Wi-Fi password? Really quick.
Anon's gonna
What?
come out of the door at that moment, and she'll be like, "Oh, hello.
Anon?
Yes,
Did you
nice.
sleep well?
I did.
Great.
Your
He's
hair
here.
is down. Yes, you are.
All right.
You sent some sort of panic word, is my assumption of what that code was.
There's cameras. All right, let's go.
It's okay.
Where are
Come
we
on,
going?
come on. Pumpernickel,
You really
pumpernickel,
think that
pumpernickel.
there are cameras all over this campus?
Are we going to get
Just-
bread?
No, Pine.
We're going to get.
You make your way out of the
Yeah,
building.
we're just going out, and then I guess I'll send. Okay, so when we're out of what I know is earshot of
You
camera.
leave the campus estate.
Yeah, we leave the camera. Oz is gone. Oz found a way to get back to wherever he's supposed to be.
What?
You know, Oz, he's been looking for something.
The Nebraska.
Yes. He found it. He's found whatever he's looking for. And he's
Found Nebraska. I'm so sorry.
They said I was mad. Corn as far as the eye can see.
But yeah.
That what made you mad?
But yeah.
So how? Do you know where this is? Can we go help him? Does he want to be alone?
He sent this to me, and I think whatever he's dealing with, like a little, I print out a Google Maps
Yeah,
kind of
you,
thing.
you have the Google Maps like direction.
Directions, like the old Quest
Prints
directions.
out like 6 pages.
It's like, it doesn't say planes, it's just like buses, routes.
I'll charter a horse. How many do we need?
That I think will be slower here. We need something more efficient.
What is more efficient than horses? Oh, the metal steeds.
Yes,
Yes,
one of those.
3.
Does anyone just want to call Oz by any chance?
Oh, yeah, I guess we could call him. That is an idea. I was just gonna go to the point. I just don't know if he wants to be
Anon,
on
I think,
the grid.
is trying to clarify if this is a recursion that they're going to or a location, and she's like,
I don't know, whatever, he's looking for something somewhere that is not here.
so
And
these
he
are
found it.
directions, though. So
Oh,
this
wait,
is
no,
Earth.
I would know what he wanted because he told me.
Yeah.
He's looking for his family. His family was eaten up in a vortex. It's locked in a recursion.
It must be something he found in the library, and he's going to this place. Anon will give him a call. Zzz.
Phone is
Making my
ringing.
way downtown.
Hey.
Well, hello.
Hey, you Adele?
Am I Adele?
Are you with Dale?
Yes.
Is Pine there?
All of us are here, and I'm about to put you on speakerphone.
Are you off the campus?
Tell him, did he get his gift? I left it for it near in his room.
He, I think, heard the last part of that, and yes, we are off campus.
Thank you for the crumpets, Pine.
No, it was the amount of blood you lost in wine.
Thanks.
I hear you're going to take care of your family. I told you I'd help, and that offer is still there.
Which is why I sent the text to Dale.
So this is...
I needed just you three. If I texted anyone else, I'm pretty sure you guys would have went to Riley or someone else. Dale's the one I can trust that wouldn't let it get beyond us.
Setting aside the fact that you just want us and not the power of the estate behind you.
I'm not sure if I can trust the estate right now.
All right.
Based upon what happened to Jade and what also happened to Riley, this is the thing that happens. They didn't tell us that information before we signed on, before we started. There was always that risk. We knew going from different worlds to worlds. But then also in the library, we figured out that there's more information, things that they already knew beforehand that we have to figure out. All the information is there. For some reason, they're hesitant about just going forward. I mean, like...
It's frustrating beyond belief to be told you can't do something
And
when
I-
it's perfectly capable of being within your grasp.
Exactly, and I understand the reasons, and I get it, but that's infinite knowledge. And so here's the thing. Also in the library, I found out what probably happened to Luxembourg and also Laura and everyone else. I'm pretty sure that she was either captured or possessed by something, a witch.
I'm so glad you found that out. Do you know where they are?
I saw her last night.
In your room.
Laura, in a dream. We were able to talk to each other. We spoke. She said she's in Transylvania.
Transylvania?
Transylvania.
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 It used to exist here-ish. It used to exist here. But I'm pretty sure it's a recursion, like a fictional Transylvania. And I also woke up with something that can probably get me later. Whatever this is, it's best if I do it here, because if I bring in the entire city back, then I know where there's room for it. If y'all want to help me, that'll be great. If not, I understand. Just keep this between the four of us.
So how do I get to you? I told you I would help, and I'm helping. How do I get there?
Map quest.
Dale has the address.
Well, he's offering buses and
Off the grid. I've been telling you this whole time the Institute has been hiding information from us.
the trip is supposed to take us.
You can take a plane that will drop you off in Iowa. You can take a bus from Iowa right across the bridge. I'll take you there.
All right.
So many paper trails, so many cameras.
I'll see
I'm
you
sure-
tomorrow evening.
Take care of yourself, Oz.
You too.
I think we can montage the actual travel sequence. Of
That is
I want to do this
good
TSA.
idea.
How does the glaive get through TSA?
Also, like, how does Dale get through?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the bigger question. Like,
Who sits in the
baton,
middle?
You can probably put
It's
into
on.
like a carry-on bag. Like you can bring weapons in as long as it's not a carry-on. You can check
Yeah.
bags. So like, there's a whole debate and debacle about
I'd
like,
like to
no,
keep that.
no, you have to put it in your checked bag, and then like you have to pay the fee for the checked bags, and it's a whole process. And Dale is uncomfortable the entire time. 'cause
Why
they're
is
asking
everyone
for
unhappy
IDs.
here?
And Nog keeps trying to like smooth things over and make friends, and the TSA
Oh no,
agents
I do
are
have
having
IDs.
none of it.
Yeah, none
no,
of them
no,
are.
not Dale think
Oh,
IDs.
we
Yeah,
know.
yeah, oh, no, we know.
Okay.
We know.
And of course, Cetus comes. Although Anon did not know she needed a pet carrier for him before the trip.
Wait, when did you get that thing?
Oh, this is Cetus. Oh, goodness. All right, then.
What are you? Can you talk?
He's a demon beast.
He licks your face.
And that can kill you with cuteness and terrify you in the utmost sense of your heart.
And
Okay.
eventually, however, you all get on this airplane. It's a nonsense nightmare mess.
This does not fit my legs.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. You probably have to change because you're going to Nebraska. I don't think there's direct flights from Seattle to Omaha.
You gotta go to Iowa. Then
Yeah.
fly, yeah.
But
It's a thing.
eventually you get there, and then you are in the city.
And you flew on Spirit,
You
too.
get buses. Yeah, it's the worst. And you get a bus to Ian's Pizza Domain, and you're sitting there, and they saunter in like late in the evening, and you know you've got a big pizza in front of you, or you've eaten a portion of it, and the four of you are now gathered around this pizza. This is like the first real food you've had in all day. Like, it's late at this point. You've been traveling for a good portion of the day.
You would not believe what we have seen. I am shocked that anyone would do that in a small metal tube.
I do not want to ever go back. I think we should live here. We will build ourselves a new estate.
We probably have nanites all over us too.
What are nanites?
Airplanes, what they pump through your system when you smell that air, it's mind controlling nanites that are.
Why would they do that to us?
Because it's all a scheme for them. When the real apocalypse happens, all of us will be turned into mindless zombies because of these nanites that are going in your brain. And I just got hiccups.
How are you, Oz?
I'm ready. I'm also thankful. Thank you all for coming out. It means a lot. I really appreciate it. Here's the thing, though. I only have the intel what I shared over the phone. Whoever this is was able possibly to take an entire city out of Earth. As Riley put it, a prime recursion, prime reality. Not many things I'm sure can do that. But whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it's holding them and Laura hostage.
Well, we've dealt with a god and a recursion that we couldn't get out of, and we managed to get out in one piece, for the most part.
Oz, I'm gonna tell you, you haven't been able to reach them so far this time, and suddenly you're able to get all this information all of a sudden.
From the library, I mean, there was a book here. I looked for Laura's book. I looked for my book. I saw my book. It was everything that happened in my life. I look at Laura's book. It was massive. At one point, it wasn't her anymore. Whatever this is, it has her.
I'm just saying, we could be walking headfirst into a trap.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. This is the first. This is as close as I've been in a very long time since I've joined this estate. This is why I'm here.
I get it. I'm just saying we have to use caution in this case, especially because I know that we've gotten too much information in some of these cases. There could be another group that is just specifically aiming for us.
They also would have eventually told you about the September project.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah. I think that was part of your, like, okay, we kind of trust, little more trust now. Here's some information.
Yeah.
You're willing to risk your life for this, and I gave my word, so to me there's no point in negotiating it. It's just a question of what we do to make sure that we survive on the other end.
Oh,
If
yeah, no,
either of the
I'm-
two of you
Definitely gonna do it. I'm just saying that this smells fishy.
agreed, incredibly so.
Luckily you were bringing me, because whatever it is will bleed.
You're not going to Atlantis.
What?
You said it smelled fishy.
Oh.
That's a
Well, I don't
different
know.
recursion.
Oh, I'm sorry. This smells like a mystery.
Do you hear how many puns we've gotten out of Laura so far?
I love puns so much.
You will find your arrow, and we will take you to them.
May I
Yeah.
see what you found?
Sorry, Dale. Yeah. You see, it's the hair comb. Single emerald in the top. But otherwise, it's mostly gold, a lot of sort of filigree and inlays.
I want to use my informational lenses,
Yeah.
which will tell me level, native recursion, species, name, and possibly other facts. ...
Cool. So you pull out this information lens, which I imagine they're like a little pair of spectacles. You put them on.
Can it be
kind of-
her like another part of her glasses now?
Yeah, you just
it
like
yeah.
flip down a visor on your glasses. And you look at this. From what you can tell, the recursion level is 3, which for mechanically speaking, that means you need to roll a 9 or higher on your translation roll. The native recursion is Transylvania. This is a cipher, it is a recursion key, which means it will allow you to translate there directly whether you have been to that recursion before or not.
Not as difficult as some, but easier than others. That was the same thing. The point is, I think it's doable with enough focus.
Perfect. This is great.
You gonna do it around the pizza?
Oh no, not here, not here. This place is closing soon anyway. Eat up. I got cups for all of you. Load up. Font machine, self-serve. I'll be right back. I just go to the
Do
bathroom.
you take the
You go
key?
to the bathroom.
Huh?
Do you take the key with you?
Oh yeah.
You will not disappear on us, correct? We are in this together.
I literally can't do this on my own.
I mean, on the plus side, if he's in the bathroom for like 4 hours, which is how long it would take him, like, at that point you probably would go check on him.
Yeah.
A lone soldier wins battles, they do not win wars. Wait with us.
I'll be right back.
You all take your time, you finish your pizza, you drive out to the middle of some cornfield, maybe, or walk out to the middle of
Not
some
all
cornfield.
fields in Nebraska are cornfields.
Soy fields.
Some are potato.
You go out to the middle of a soy field, and
This is familiar.
you enter into your trance. Which one of you is going to initiate? Because we have two paradoxes. Each of you, I assume, you will ease, you will hasten.
Yeah.
So it goes from becomes 10-minute trance. It will be one
Either
action
or.
to recover.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Are you a level 2 already? Does that?
Yeah, I am.
So we're both level 2, so it doesn't matter. Either or who wants to do it.
I think Anon would initiate on this because she'd like given her word and everything.
All right.
She's emotionally
So you can
invested.
help, which will give a +1 to whatever
I'll
number
help.
you roll.
How long does it usually take for us to translate? Just
The actual translation is instant, but it's 10 minutes of being in the meditation.
okay. I will go ahead, Dale, because he already knows he's in hot water. He's just going to send a message anonymously that just says "trust us," and then no information other than that.
To Riley?
Yeah.
Okay. Riley like rolls over, looks at his phone. goes back to sleep.
I mean, I'm covering my butt now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just no
Perfect.
information. Just
All right.
trust. Yeah.
So you know it's a level 3, so your difficulty is 9 or higher. You have a recursion key, so that's not going to increase or change any of the difficulty. So yeah, all you got to do is roll a 9 or higher. You can apply effort this time if you want. You can try the roll and then apply effort on your second reroll if you don't make it.
I'm gonna apply 1 level of effort because I can do
It's
that for
intellect.
freezies.
Cool. 6 or higher.
14.
Your vision sort of becomes that fuzzy. You see that moment where you glimpse into the space that is the strange, that strange, vast universe of fractal shapes, and in an instant it is gone. And the world around you resolves itself into a new location. And I think that's where we'll take our break. We'll explain it in the second half, so costume changes if people need them, I suppose. Oh my goodness! I am so excited about everything everyone is saying, and I can't wait. Nothing will go wrong. There will be no feelings that are bad.
Oh. Why did you put bad on the end of that?
There'll just be no feelings. Yeah, it's like, sorry, this is the Leviathan. There's no feelings
Well,
here.
technically, I told them when we're going, so it not actually win. Just said trust us. That's enough. That's enough.
That's a trust.
That's a
That's
trust.
a trust.
That's a trust.
I mean, Anon
All
didn't
right.
send anything.
I got a
It's
couple
just
of
been off since
donations to
they've been given
read.
it. It is bright.
Welcome to Transylvania.
Whoa, we don't know if there's
Yeah,
any.
yeah,
Oh,
we don't
no.
know.
Yeah.
All right,
We're just
we
doing
have
it
some
'cause-
donations. Our first one is from William T.W. with $15. Hi, nothing fancy today because I just finished watching episode 10. Another awesome one. Thanks for that. Also, happy birthday, Anna. Happy birthday, Anna. I just burped. That was. I'm sorry.
Birthday.
Technically,
From Monty Cook Games with $15. Thank you, Monty Cook. You wrote a great game with a GM intrusion. What?
Whoa.
I'm gonna be real. I actually very rarely need to use GM intrusions because you get yourselves in enough trouble on your own.
A lot
Kira.
of ones.
858 with $10. Here's the bail money to get Dale out of jail.
yay!
He needed it. BJ White 211 with $10 and no message. Who would like to leave a message on their behalf?
I think the message is there comes a time in your life when you have to choose to follow your heart or follow logic. And if you follow your heart, you won't be alone.
Oh, that's beautiful. But if you follow logic, you won't be missing your leg, Anon.
I don't know what you're talking about.
One ticket games with another $50. Training in your breaking and entering skill. You could have actually broken and entered, but
I
instead
know,
you're just.
but I'm trying to be good.
This is Dale trying to be good. So good. Thank you so much for all of your donations in the first half. I will read out any more that come out during the second half. They help us keep this show going. We're going to go take a quick break, go get some water, take care of our bodies. I'm going to eat a tiny cupcake. And you should do all of those things as well. And we'll see you right back in just a few minutes.
Mwah.
Hello, and welcome back to Geek Space TV. Thank you for bearing with us through our technical difficulties. Somewhat conveniently timed technical difficulties. Like, oh no, I guess we're on a break from the internet as well as our break. Anyway, I hope you also had a refreshing break. You acquired a beverage. You good? You done? You want to unwrap some hard candies there too?
I literally ate as soon as we were like 5 more seconds
Yep.
left.
Yep.
Professionals, that's only the people you hire. You're
Super
professional.
professional streamers. Super profesh. So, they, I hope you all had a relaxing break. Welcome to Geek Space TV. We're a nonprofit broadcasting studio based in Seattle, and we're very excited to present the second half of this episode of Worlds Beyond. As a reminder, tomorrow night we have Behind the Screens at 5 p.m., and then on Saturday, all day, we will be here doing the streaming thing, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to have an episode of Ryutama, which is basically like a Hayao Miyazaki sort of inspired RPG. It's going to be run by none other than our steamy, dreamy social media managerini, Drunkly Romantic.
Oh.
Drunkalima Romanticalini. That doesn't work. No.
I like it.
I'm workshopping it. We will also have another episode of Night Witches at its normal time of 3 p.m., so stay tuned for all of those things. And in the meantime, if you would like to support us before the launch of our Seed and Spark, we would also appreciate you supporting us during our Seed and Spark. You can do so. You can see our donation goal for tonight's for this week, as well as heading over to Patreon and signing up for a regular monthly donation over there. You can also help share the stream, tweet it, host it, especially if you were hosting, the stream had to drop. So rehosts are super appreciated. If you can do that, that'd be awesome. So with that, let's really quickly reintroduce who our characters are, who our players are, and their pronouns. And then we're going to jump right back into finding out where they've arrived at. They've just entered a new recursion. Start in the opposite direction.
Hi, I'm Shellgame. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Anan Nisi, whose pronouns are also she, her. She is an appealing paradox who leads in this recursion.
Hey, it's your boy Nathan Kiss, aka What is Kiss? I am playing Oswald Dukes, a lucky spinner with a license to carry he, him for both of us.
Hi, I'm Jackie Dash. You can hear the spelling at the end of the show. Stick around. I play Pine Knight, who is a graceful victor who is looking for trouble in this recursion.
Hello, I am Bonsai Baby, also known as Dale Fink. I am she in real life, but him in this game. Dale Fink is a skeptic paradox who in this recursion may know little magic.
Ooh, a little sparkle, sparkle.
Sparkle.
And I am Random Tuesday. My pronouns are she, her. Our group, translated out. Oz received a thing called a recursion key, which is basically an item that allows you to go to a place you've never been before in this kind of dimension hopping adventure. The group went through their translation successfully. There's a little bump. That's why our internet went down. No, just kidding. And they all arrive, and they find themselves as they sort of materialize into this plane. It's around sunset. You can see the sun is starting to get low in the sky. There's sort of a beautiful oranges and pinks going up into that kind of fading, dusky, dark blue. You're in what appears to be some sort of square, like a village square. So kind of a plaza of brick and stone. There is some sort of, like a little statue in the center, nothing particularly fancy, but sort of made out of stone. The buildings here are all made out of like brick and flint. Ooh, brick and flint. That's a lot of enunciation there. Sort of, most of them are like 2 stories, but kind of that smaller level of building that you sort of imagine from kind of more European style. Shingles on the roofs, glass in the windows, doors and made of wood. Those sorts of things that kind of give you an indication of what sort of technology this place might have. And there are some people around. They seem to be kind of going about their evening business, mostly bustling in and out past these buildings. You can see the last couple of vestiges of some sort of market packing up for the day as people are putting things up onto their carts with their horses. And you look down, and your attire is significantly more Victorian. But like not period accurate Victorian, like someone's movie interpretation of actual Victorian costuming. So let's take a moment and go around and describe what each of you kind of look like in this new recursion, and then you can tell me what it is that you do. Who would like to start?
I'll go first.
All right.
Yeah, Oz is looks kind of dapper-ish to modern standards. However, here he this is kind of like, I'm done at the chimney sweep factory. I'm gonna go out for a stroll and get some hot pie porridge.
The chimney sweep factory.
Yeah.
Where they
Also-
make chimney sweeps.
The industrial Victorian era.
And of course you have hot pie porridge.
Pie porridge. Yeah, a simple common clothing. Maybe just a bit fancier, as if he were to attend an event, a dinner party, if you will.
The chimney sweep dinner party?
Oh, it's the annual chimney sweep dinner party.
It's in fact the only time they have dinner all year.
Flumin' food,
can't
they
afford
call it. I'm not sure this is going to be across the board for everyone, but he is in a grainy black and white filter.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything's it's not Suspiria. or
No,
whatever.
everything would be like
Isn't it
slightly more bluish and like dark colors, but it's in color. Yeah. It's
Oh.
recursion's in
I
color.
mean, when did things stop becoming black and white?
That's what it was like in the past. That's why you don't have.
That's why they didn't have color TVs. We didn't
Yeah.
actually have color. Yeah. No, this
was
recursion is
phenomenal.
in color.
Yeah, thanks, segregation. Is the internet still down? Internet still down? Oh, we're live? Oh.
Oh, no.
It's not, but that's okay.
Oh, you get more Claudia points.
More Claudia points. Oh, dang it. How many Claudia points? How many? I'm just, no reason. I'm not in competition. It's fine.
Just let's keep going.
So Anon is she looks a little different than usual. She has like sort of the brown pants of that Victorian era, and I'm like thinking of
They'd
the
be like culottes if you're wearing pants.
yeah.
Women didn't wear trousers.
Well, they didn't, but I think she is.
Is she wearing men's clothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scandalous. Very.
Yeah.
Hussy. They probably can see your what is this?
You
Wrist?
You can see
Oh
because her sleeves are rolled up, and they're a little bit more dirty than
Hide your eyes.
It's fun.
She's a wrist
her
screamer
shoulder,
now.
her clavicle is also. No, I'm kidding. It's not.
Yeah.
And she has on like the shirt that she's got on, like it was white at one point in time, and her hair is a little bit more wild than I've got it styled right now. It's a little out of place, a little out of order, and she's wearing like boots that are like pretty hefty looking boots.
Fine.
Pine's hair is not. It is shorter, so it's not down to his waist. It's probably to his shoulders. But it's all done up in like, probably a little ponytail at the back, and that's it. Like no fritz of fancy, just out of the face. Maybe those two very zoop. And he is still clean shaven, and he looks impeccable. Everything is tailored very thin. He's got like very nice clothing on. It covers everything that he's very modest. And
Yeah, sorry.
he still like I think he still has his glaive, but it's like looks very like metal pipe, and then there's like a gear on it for no reason.
Yeah,
and then there's like a blade.
There's some extra gears on stuff for like weird reasons, maybe. No one
He
quite
also
knows.
wears boots, but there's spurs.
Ooh.
Oh.
And in contrast, standing next to Pine, we find.
So usually, backstory, a lot of recursions, Dale has been exactly the same how he's like on Earth, greasy in some sort of way with just shoveled hair and everything. But in this recursion, imagine a 6-foot Adonis
What?
with rippling long red hair with emerald green eyes, and his shirt is like slightly unbuttoned down with a cape and a mask with a debonair smile.
It's like a hunter jacket, like a jacket with an extra cloak on it. It's like made of leather, yeah, like a popped collar.
with a pop collar.
Yeah,
I have holy symbols dangling from my waist.
still danglies.
So I think Anon like looks around and she's like, I like this recursion on you.
Excuse me, have you seen my friend Dale?
I am Dale.
No. Dale is pickable. He's able to be
I think
thrown him.
on Earth, like Dale is actually probably 6 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like his height probably hasn't changed. He just like
he scrunches.
he scrunches a lot.
He scrunches a
Oh.
lot. So Dale always makes himself look and sound dumber than he actually is. That's his code.
Yeah.
He's like, he makes himself look smaller, makes himself look more pudgier. Like that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this
secret
is
thing.
how he actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
this
actually.
this recursion, like Victorian England, he had to have good posture. So this recursion
This is a recursion. that I just-
gives you good posture. Oh.
I think it's because in most of these books, everybody who is a Van Helsing character happens to be very well in shape. The conspiracy people, or not conspiracy people, all the people who know the real truth.
I really want you to keep explaining this.
People are listening to me. I don't know what I feel like.
If we may, we should continue on to try.
How do you deal with all of this?
If we may, can we please keep our wits about us, and please, can we please stay on task? Shoot.
Absolutely.
And I have boobs, kind of. Do you see them? They're like yours.
Yes.
Is Pine deeply uncomfortable?
Pine doesn't like understand what is happening.
I think Anon's like,
So you kind of are talking amongst yourself for a little while, and as you look around, like the square is definitely emptying out. People are there's very few people, and the sun is getting a little bit lower in the sky. And it kind of keeps creeping down. What do you do?
So in the dream, She was inside of a dining hall, a dining room. There's a huge table in between us. Maybe we could find like a fancy house or.
A dining room. Is there a castle?
As you say that, you kind of like turn around, you look up, and you sort of look on the skyline, right? And yeah, you see this mountain, this sort of like hill on one side of this small sort of quaint village that sort of rises up. And there, sitting atop this hill, is quite clearly what would look to be some sort of castle. Like a large stone structure, there's some turrets on it, there's kind of walls around it. And as you look up, you're not sure, but you think for a moment you like see like clouds darken, a crack of thunder, and then it just goes back to the sort of vaguely clear skies.
Anon starts walking that direction.
Striding. One moment, if we may. Can I roll a genre knowledge roll?
For sure.
Sun's going down. What's up? Is it? What's up? Is it Halloween?
What'd you get?
I got a 5.
5. So, you knew Transylvania.
Mm-hmm.
You know things about Transylvania. Dracula. Generically vampires. Probably generically other monsters like maybe werewolves or Frankenstein monsters or witches, wizards, like that kind of magical creatures. And of those, you know that bad things tend to come out at night. And as you're doing that, you kind of look around and you see, like, the people who are left have, in the square, like, have almost like a sort of a frantic nature, right? They're, like, looking around, they're, like, packing up, they're doing things very, very quickly.
Is it like the opening the Beauty and the Beast, but in reverse?
Yeah, instead of everyone, like, opening out the windows, it's like, yeah, you see, like, people, and you kind of look and you realize, like, some people are, like, tuk, tuk, tuk. You hear, like, the sound of, like, doors bolting and things like that.
Is there like a random like kid singing a song that just sounds eerie and not at all appealing?
No,
about
thankfully
books?
there's not, but there is a child, and there's someone who's like, you're not supposed, and they, like, scoop up their child and hurry away.
Does it look like the sun is going down?
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is sunset.
Oh.
All right. And perhaps we should.
Someone goes past you, like, what are you doing? Get inside.
We're headed up to the castle. Anything we should be aware of?
That castle.
Yes.
Is there another castle?
The doctor's castle? Yes, but the doctor's castle.
Doctor Who?
No.
I just couldn't.
I know. Dr. Wilson.
Yes, we're headed up to Dr. Wilson's.
We have an appointment with the doctor.
You poor souls.
Sorry.
No, we have money.
What? Either way, it's not safe to be out at night. The sun's setting soon.
Is there an inn that we can perhaps go?
Why, certainly. Yes, right there, the Silver Fang.
What is out? Why is it dangerous to be out at night?
And they kind of, she's like an older woman, and she's got her hair kind of all pulled back, and she's wearing this like a little jacket, and everything's all prim and proper, and she kind of looks at you, and she's like, "That's when the monsters come out.
Oh.
They'll eat anything that moves.
Monsters. What?
I have to go." Do you try and stop her?
No, I just
Okay.
I just do that dramatically.
And she sort of like scurries away and disappears down a street.
Right.
Not particularly helpful.
So.
Can you wait one night before you find your I don't even who are we searching?
Laura. I'm open to
I was correct about Laura's last name, right?
Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't respond to it, so I don't know if that you forgot or I got it wrong.
No, you get.
That's fine.
I think we should probably figure out.
We can wait, but I'm feeling oddly stronger as that light goes down. I don't know that that's a good idea to wait.
You're hungry. Anon, you're really hungry.
Perhaps we should head over into the Silver Fang for just a bit.
Maybe just a bite.
Is she alright?
I'm fine. Well, are we not abandoning our quest for a short trip to get some food?
Not abandoning, just gathering information.
Yes, yes.
So you make your way across the square. You enter into the Silver Fang, and it's very much a kind of a contrast to the exterior. Right? You were starting to feel almost like ghostly, right? That there was no one there. It's not super busy, but there's people inside. There's some sort of sitting at tables eating food. There's a hustle and a bustle. There's a fireplace. It's warm. Someone comes up and greets you. Care for a bite, and they sort of offer you a table, and someone will come over and ask you what they can get you.
Do you have some sort of meat?
Certainly, yes. And they list off grouse, pheasant, blah, boar, bull, blah, 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 blah. What would you care for?
All of them.
Right. Big appetite over here on this one. And then takes orders from the rest of you.
I think a room for the night, just so we could, if you would like, plan.
Oh, certainly. Are you new to town?
Yes, we're just visiting a friend.
Oh, excellent. Who are you here to see? I might know them.
It's such a big city, you probably
Oh,
never
no,
even...
it's actually quite small.
Hey, what tea do you have available?
Oh, ginseng and Earl Grey and English breakfast and
Earl Grey,
some
of course. Thank
yes, naturally, I'll bring you over a pot. Anyone else care for anything else? I can
I
get
have
you,
a
make you-
beer.
Yes, I can bring you a fresh pint lager.
Thank you. It wasn't spit in or anything?
No, they haven't brought it over yet.
Okay, I was like,
yeah, we'll bring that.
I will look. Where's the suspicious corner of the outcast?
You like huddle into the table in the back corner.
Yes. It looks very contrasting.
Well, you look like Aragorn.
Yeah.
In the scene, so you're kind of there, and like somehow like a hood fall. You're like like a shadow falls over your face, and you're sort of like Aragorn.
I was thinking of the water dragon.
Sorry, Strider. And yeah,
From
you kind
Marvel
of like,
Capcom.
you've got a pipe somehow, like there's a pipe there, and
Okay,
you're just
yeah,
sort of
the
like
pipe.
in this corner looking weirdly mysterious, but sort of scruffy and attractive.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Are you gonna try and speak with anything? They'll eventually bring you out all of the food. And put this massive plate of meat in front of Anon.
So I think Anon would. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you.
I think Anon would have like tried to like sort of start talking to people and being like, but then her stomach would have been really distracting, and she would have tried to have another conversation about what Dr. Wilson did.
Every time you say Dr. Wilson, people are like, oh,
No, it's all.
no, we shouldn't talk about Dr. Wilson. It's not safe. It's not safe. And then other people are like, oh, don't bring such dry or dismal topics to the table, like blah, 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 blah.
And then I assume like the food arrives, which is just like.
Cetus is definitely like, and seems to like sort of make a little bit of a whining noise, and then definitely does this thing where he just kind of like rolls over onto his back in a completely submissive position.
Anon just like slowly grins. And like normal Anon, it probably wouldn't have been creepy. This Anon,
I'm gonna take that cue. Yeah, no, keep going.
this Anon is a little creepy.
If anyone's looking at her, either way, regardless, you
I
hear
think I'm sitting at the table.
over the sounds of the crowd, and there's kind of a hush that goes over everyone in this moment. It pierces through the sound of a wolf's howl. And it fades out. There's kind of a pause in all of the conversation, and then everybody begins talking again.
Anon, are you feeling well?
Better now that I've eaten something.
Huh. Is anyone else feeling strange.
This recursion is odd. I just need some air.
All right.
Udon's gonna get up and leave.
You're gonna step outside.
As you try and do that, people are gonna be like, it's not safe. The sun is down. Like they like peek out the window. The sun is down now. It's not safe to go out.
I need a breath of air. I just need a little air.
I think Pine at that point stands up and kind of like walks over and is like, good. Claudia's bad at this. Pine's not. Good fellows, if it pleases you, I'd like to just take the lady out for a quick walk around. I will be there. You have my word.
Be careful. It's not safe for anyone,
Aren't we all?
even someone as well armed as you.
And then I think Pine does the show of like hand. And then I think
And you step outside.
as soon as they like the door closes behind them, I think Pine like knows that you don't want to be, unless you ask, you don't want to be treated that way.
Accurate. And like so Anon just like lets it go and she's just like it is so much better out here.
Everything is a bit different here.
Very. I haven't felt this alive and odd.
Oz, on the inside. We'll come back to you. You're sitting there and like you're having some time. You have time to look around and kind of observe people. And at first, you didn't see it. But there are people here, and not everyone, maybe at least half of them, that you think you know. They look familiar to you, like you have met them before.
Stand up and excuse myself from the table.
Like the bartender, the
Dale.
person serving you,
Why is everybody
looked like a
questioning this
bartender
man?
you knew in Luxembourg.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Are you from around these parts?
Yeah, lived here my whole life.
Strange. You remind me of someone I knew.
I'm sure I get that a lot. You know, well, bartenders look the same or something.
No. It's, do you know a Timothy?
That's my name. Yeah.
And how long have you?
I mean, I know a couple other ones, but
Yeah, it's a common.
It's a common, it's a common name. Yeah, Tim. Good old Tim's.
Do you?
Timothy's.
This is just a complete shot in the dark. Do you know anyone here by the name of Laura?
Yeah, I think there's a few Lauras.
Laura? Do you know anyone by the name of Oswald, by chance?
Nah, that one doesn't ring a bell.
Anyone with the surname of Dukes?
No.
Wait, I was supposed to meet up with a friend of mine here, but I have a feeling they might be stuck in the castle on the hill.
Then, I'm sorry.
Could you elaborate, please?
Well, which castle? I suppose it doesn't really matter. Still, and I'm sorry.
The estate of Dr. Wilson?
He sort of has this like visible shudder when you do that.
Drop a coin. Just drop a silver.
No need. And he pushes it back.
Alright.
The doctor does strange things. No one really knows. She hasn't been seen in a long time.
She?
Certainly, yeah.
Oh,
What, were you thinking that I had to be a he just because it's...
No, I was just just to clarify.
Maybe you need to read... No.
No, I know tons of women doctors. Quinn, Meredith Grey, tons of them.
No, it's fine. We get it a lot around here. You know, everyone assumes Dr. Wilson. But yeah, she's she's not been seen around much. Never really is. Sometimes people go up there and, well, I don't know, they talk about strange noises and experiments that the lady is doing.
Now, is she the cause of the monsters you've?
Not all of them, no. They've just always been here. This is our town. This is Transylvania.
Ah.
Now, if you're friends at the other castle, they're most definitely dead.
The other castle.
It's farther away. You can't see it from the village, thankfully. You don't have to live in its shadow.
If one were to travel to the castle where Dr. Wilson resides, is it an easy track or is it quite a...
I mean, it's uphill.
Ah.
It's not that far from the town. It's always there. You can see it sometimes. Strange lights from it. It's not that far. Maybe half a day. Less than.
Is there a way we can acquire a room for the evening?
Oh, yeah, I've already got you all set up. You're good to go.
Thanks, Timothy.
It's fine. Either's fine. The Silver Fang is at your service.
Appreciate it.
Now, the other castle, though, don't go there.
Gotcha. Cheers.
I mean, I wouldn't go to Dr. Wilson's either, but
the other one's definitely.
yeah.
Gotcha.
What's in this other castle?
Saunter over.
Yeah.
He looks at you and whispers. One of the oldest, most feared. I dare not utter its name.
Could you write it down?
I was like, how did you know? Dang it.
I also dare not write its name, lest it summons that elder creature.
Well, I'm gonna start saying
Steals
some
thralls
syllables.
from-
Stop me if I'm getting close.
Are you actually going to?
No.
He, sometimes has been known to steal young ones that make it too far out into the woods. Foolish children and young men and women.
Oh. Well,
And sometimes sends out his servants to pick us off.
servants. Gotcha.
Kind of looks at you and he's like, unless you're here to deal with him.
Yes. You could tell I thought I was in secret.
I need you to give me a lie. Like a performance of some kind to convince him that you
Okay,
are
would that be
indeed.
like an intellectual?
Yeah, it's totally an intellectual.
Okay.
Anything related to performing or lying. And not seeing through lies, that doesn't count.
Dang it.
May I assist?
You totally can assist. Because,
Sneak
no.
is be sneaky.
How are you going to help?
Depending on what Dell says, I might cut in. Granted, if Dell needs help.
Okay. This will make it one easier for you. So let's just say you need to roll demanding now 9 or higher
9 or higher?
with the help from us.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and just say I'm Antonio.
And you can spend a level of effort if you would like to do that.
You know what? Yes.
Okay.
I will spend an effort.
What's your edge in intellect?
2.
Cool, so it costs you 1 point.
Okay. So I'll spend an effort.
Alright, 6 or higher.
How you can tell, I am Antonio. I've been scouring the world for these beasts, going to town, trying to plague or rid the world of these evil creatures. As you can tell, I have very well built for this kind. I have very well knowledged. Flex.
Flex your temple.
Bane temple.
Yes.
Alright, give
Antonio.
it a roll.
Natural 20. I literally just rolled a natural 20. First I'm an
Perfect.
oracle, now I
And
am...
the
Yeah.
bartender takes 4
You
points
are
of damage.
so good at lying to people. Yeah, he takes 4 points of damage and dies. He looks at you and his jaw, like he goes like slack jawed. And I have an idea for your boon,
Oh, yes.
if you'd like. And he's like, "You're here to save us, everyone, Antonio." What did you say yourself as a last name?
You know, I haven't... Well, wait. You
You didn't tell him one.
I don't have a last name.
The great Antonio is here, and he gets the whole attention. Everyone in the bar is looking at you. The great Antonio is here to save us from the vile, most feared creature that has haunted our village for so long. To save us from Dracula. He whispers. Your stay is on the house. Free drinks for you and your companions. You are here as long as you need us for. And he just brings out food and plates. And everybody is very, very kind to you.
Thank you. I will also spare them my lore of what I know about Dracula, because I obviously know lots of things about Dracula.
Yep.
If I...
Excellent. And he saunters away into the kitchen.
Oh,
You hear ruckus sounds. From
We do
inside.
hear ruckus. Pine has a really long, elegant cigarette. One of those
I'm sorry, Oz. I am destined for greatness everywhere I go. My knowledge is just so vast.
No, I'm not upset. I'm actually glad that worked out. At the same time, quite a bit nervous considering the name that they just said. If this is the Dracula, then we are facing quite the adversary potentially. However, that's in a different castle.
Yes.
Your princess is in another castle.
If the Dr. Wilson that they speak of is my Laura, that's another issue right there. She might be she might still be possessed by the witch, which is what I fear.
But are you sure the gender of what is capturing her? Because if it's that evil...
I mean, 2 different castles, and there was a specific witch mentioned in the book about Laura, then...
Okay. Well, yes, let's go ahead and go to your castle.
Beer!
Ah!
And we're gonna cut to the outside.
Yeah.
The sun has gone from the sky. You can see it's beautiful. The night is clear. The stars are twinkling. It's that sort of deep midnight. And once again, you hear that sound cutting through of a wolf's howl. This time it's closer. Oh. And then again, it's closer. And you hear from around a corner down one of the streets a piercing scream. Sounds like a young human person.
Anon's gonna run.
It
I'm gonna run
cuts
after.
through.
I think we're both gonna run. I think we both look at, we don't even look at each other.
Yeah,
we both
we're just like-
look at.
Oops, sorry.
You begin booking it. You turn the corner and you see this this young woman. She's pressed up against the wall, and sort of somewhat of a panic look in her eye. She's holding out probably an umbrella as is some form of defense, and she's like, "Get back!" And there are 2 people, except they look mostly like people at first, until you realize their fingers are sort of elongated into claws. Their ears are up on the top of their head and pointed. They have fur all over their bodies, and their faces are somewhat sort of twisted, not quite elongated into a snout, but kind of slightly stretched, and their fangs and their yellow eyes turn, and they are moving towards her as she sort of threatens them with this umbrella.
Anon's gonna her voice is just gonna come out of nowhere, and she's gonna be like, "Back away."
And they kind of turn to you. Snarl. And the woman, she sort of starts moving back along the wall.
Anon's gonna take 1 step, and then another step. She's gonna say, "I won't say it twice."
This is our territory. What are you doing here?
Walking.
You don't belong here. The other one snaps back at you. And Pine, you see, you have this sort of view as Anon is standing in front of you.
Yeah, this
and these
is not
2
usual, 'cause-
are turning towards you. And you look and you see cresting just above the tops of the building is a beautiful full moon.
Oh.
I think
And I'm going to need us all to roll initiative.
It'd be great to know what that means.
It's a speed test. So,
So I get a bonus. I get trained in it.
it would say you are
No.
specifically trained in initiative.
Oh no, you're right. Okay, I have rolled very poorly.
So what did you get? It's just a matter if you go before or
6.
after them. 6. All right, Pine. 3. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, they're going
Yeah.
first.
We're trying to warn them off. This
Oh.
seems appropriate and fair.
I do want to point out that you are next to me, so you
Yeah.
have a bonus in speed defense because I'm a protector right now.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
Yeah, that's why looking for trouble gives you a bonus to
And you
aiding
found
somebody.
trouble.
Cetus is like snarling, like hackles raised behind you. The first one, he snarls and kind of leaps towards you. And as you do, you see him kind of launch slightly into the air. And the fur along his back sort of shines in the moonlight, and his whole form like twists and turns, and he lands right in front of you. That's his action, is to get up to you in just this full 6-foot long wolf form. Shreds of like clothing sort of hanging off of him, and he snaps and snarls at you.
That's just his move, right?
Yeah.
So
his action
Inan
is to move.
doesn't
And the
look-
other one, she also she turns and transforms, but she kind of moves closer and kind of circles around him. Less leaping, slightly less dramatic. He's the extra.
So Inan, like, as he like comes to a stop, like right there, like she just snarls right back at him, and she said, "I said leave." And then I assume that's when like the moonlight
The moonlight,
hits.
just a shaft of moonlight crests across Anon.
Oh.
And what happens?
And she just like everything sort of ripples, and I imagine for a second Cetus just goes like super flat, like behind her, and her mouth like elongates, and I assume she doesn't move, so it just gets closer to the other wolf, and this sort of like
As it
who's
as you
the-
drop down.
yeah, and her hackles go up, and she is just in an homage to her attempt. She's like sort of sepia, not sepia, but like grainy looking hair
Black and
and
white,
everything.
yeah.
All of her fur is very like blacks and grays and whites. And can I take an action, or can I just transform in this turn?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Their action was to move up to you into immediate range, so.
Then what she's ideally gonna do is just try and like grab him from under, like grab his jaw.
Cool. I mean, you're in full wolf form, so you don't really have hands. Like,
Oh, true.
you have a mouth. That's your hand now.
So it just
Like,
here's
you
what-
can
here's what it
claw
looks like.
things, but if you want to grip anything, it's a mouth.
So it's just sort of elongated right next to him, right? So she just
Yeah.
tips her head sideways and tries to.
Try and grab him on the side of the neck. All right,
Yeah.
give me a roll. Do you have any bonuses to attacking with yourself?
I have I'm a practiced heavy weapon with my bite.
Okay, perfect. So that means you don't take any penalties.
16.
Yeah, you slice into the jugular and kind of rip at them as it sort of, he kind of whimpers slightly. That sound of, you just got me. And how much damage do you do? It's a
Heavy weapon, 6 points of damage.
nice.
Yeah. I imagine after she like grips his neck and then like goes to tear away, like she turns it back to him, just sort of like blood dripping, and she's like, "Funny, I wasn't hungry till a minute ago."
To clarify, are you in full wolf form or partial wolf form? Because if you're full wolf, you can't talk.
Oh, I can't talk?
You're a
This is
wolf.
a werewolf.
Yeah, but you have a
Aw.
choice. That's why they could talk, but they
Okay.
are now full wolf, so you have a choice to make. And it's probably not a heavy weapon if you're not in full wolf form.
Yeah, it's gonna be a heavy weapon. It's gonna be in full wolf form. So she thinks that's what she's saying, but it just comes out like,
you just yeah, you hear snarling and growling and like a howl come out of it now.
Like one of those huskies talk like.
Pine, what do you do? Yeah. Oh,
hopefully
and
more
then
intimidating.
You tell me what you want Cetus to do after Pine. Okay.
So I'm confused about medium weapons. So light weapons, you reduce your difficulty by 1 step.
Uh-huh.
Mediums, you still have a penalty.
Unless you are trained or practiced. So in your case, you are practiced in all weapons, so you
Yeah.
have no penalties to using any weapons.
And what's the penalty to heavy weapons then?
If you are not practiced, it's negative. It's 2 points. It's
Oh.
2 steps harder.
So I'm practiced, so my glaive could be a heavy weapon.
Mhm.
Oh. I should have been doing that since the beginning. Because it's two-handed. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, you're a
I've just
vector.
been like,
I mean,
"Ah."
yeah.
I was like, But what if I grip the sword
You suddenly
with
just.
2 hands?
So you do this, and you look at yours, and I'm gonna give you this because your goes looking for trouble, which means you'd be prepared for this kind of trouble and this kind of recursion. And you look at your glaive, and the blade of it, which has like extra gears for no reason, it shines this sort of very beautiful, faint silver. Like it's a different color than you're used to seeing on metal.
Okay.
So your weapon is silvered.
I hate this place, and like just like stabs into the one that Anana's grabbed.
Okay. Excellent. Go ahead and roll your attack as you yell, I hate this place.
I think I am going to use some might because I'm using it's might, right?
Might to stab, yeah.
I'm going to use some might.
Sometimes
To
it's
reduce-
speed. In your case, it's might because it's a melee.
To reduce it so that it's one step easier.
Okay, you're gonna apply some effort.
And I'm
Okay.
trained, so it doesn't do anything. Okay. Cool.
9 or higher.
Do your best. What do I need?
9 or higher.
Oh. That's 6.
Oh.
As you aim in with your glaive, it snarls and like snaps and rolls slightly to the side, like pulling itself away from the grasp of Anon's mighty jaws. What do you want Cetus to do?
So when she like does this sort of like growl right back, I think like it empowers Cetus, and he like comes up and tries to mimic the same move. But it's Cetus. He's a
Cetus.
little smaller. So I don't think he's able to jump quite that far, and he probably like gets more of like a knee than a throat.
What level is Cetus? For your companion, it's a level 2, right?
Yeah, he does a damage of 2.
Okay, so that would mean he's a 2. They are harder than that, but I will let you roll for him.
Oh, okay. I thought his roll was based off of my roll.
No, it should be. You should roll separately for him.
Oh, he got an 8, little buddy.
Okay. Little buddy, he
Little
tries,
buddy.
but he's kind of scared, and he's a lot smaller than these wolves. Wolves are really big.
And also
Wolves
a
are-
non just like
Turning
changed in front of
Yeah, he's real confused. He's got a lot going on. I will say,
little
from
buddy.
inside, you two definitely heard the scream.
Oh.
And you heard the howling, and they're close. Like, they're within the village, and there's definitely a moment where, like, people turn around, and someone goes, like, clearly looks at you, and they're like, Antonio! There's someone out there! You have to save them! The wolves must be on the prowl!
Yes, Antonio.
I will. And I flip my hair back and charge out, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, also, we know that these two are out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you charge outside. You see that they're not there, but you can very clearly hear the direction that the scream came from. I'm gonna let them all go one more time, and then the two of you will be able to join in.
Oh, well, but I do go ahead.
What do you
no,
want
no worries. Well, before I leave, I say
Yeah.
no worries. I have underlings that follow my lead. And they were guarding the building outside. That
If
is
you look
why.
in the corner, there's like 3, there's, like a couple men and women who are just like,
Oh god.
they're fucking like swooning. Yeah, one's wearing a red suit, one's wearing a green dress, and the other one's
In
like,
the corner, there's
in,
this
like,
nerd
blue-
with her head buried in some book.
Yeah, but she like looks up from her book. Yeah, yeah, you definitely like. They're like, oh,
This
save
way.
them, Antonio.
Just bar the doors after us. My partner. Are you ready to go?
That's as you wish, Antonio.
Bar the doors and remember garlic.
Oh,
You
yes.
you cut your way across the courtyard, and you end up seeing like you kind of round the corner, and you're probably at long distance. Like you see this alleyway. There are multiple wolves in this alleyway, like 3 of them from what you can see, and also Pine and a dog. You don't see a nun. And then there's another woman who like looks terrified and just turns, and this is the issue. Just like books it and begins running the other way. One of them, like, one of the wolves sort of snarls and looks like they want to go back and then kind of does this sort of double take, like they're mad at you, but they kind of want to go after their prey. And so that one, they actually turn tail and they begin chasing after the woman.
Oh.
The second one, the one that was fighting you, is going to try and attack you. So roll your dodge. Okay. 8. He leaps
get a
on
bonus.
you. And
Oh, I do
you
get
do
a
get a
bonus.
bonus. It is not a 12. With 1 level of training, you would need a 9, so you just miss it.
'Kay.
As it leaps on you and like knocks you over to the ground and tears into you for 7 points of damage.
Ooh. And that's on might or
Might.
speed? Okay.
That's a lot.
It's
Yeah,
a
full.
lot for Anon in particular.
Full wolf form, it's rough.
Oh, but you know what I do?
Mm-hmm. You have
is
regen, don't you?
I regen. I do.
You
the
do.
regen.
You said it.
This is why we couldn't be doing our duty in the last.
Yeah, we literally, the last game we played had a rule that was you do your duty, but we couldn't stop laughing, so we had to change it to do your job, because we're fucking children. Alright. The other one is chasing down the woman. They 100% catch up to her, because on the scale of speed, Wolf wins, and they knock her down. Pine.
I'm gonna use my fleet of foot ability.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna book it over there.
Yeah.
I
so
do have
it's-
to pass a difficulty 2 test.
Yep, let's roll that.
I'm going to apply 1 level of effort.
For speed.
Yep, but it's edge 2, so I only lose 1 point in my speed pool. And I have a bonus in running.
And you do. So that means you automatically
Yeah, I get
succeed.
there. So
you
I
don't
get
have to
there.
roll it. You get there.
Right, I get
And now you
there.
can stab.
And now, can I also apply bash, which can daze a target for 1 round? It's one of my vector abilities.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
do that. You can daze the
Cool.
target for 1 round.
I mean, I still have to hit.
So with this, you don't do damage, right? You choose.
No, I do 1 less damage.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
But you can daze them.
but I have to hit, which we know how great I am at that.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a bonus. It knocks out and yeah. Oh, okay.
That's a 9.
It's a 9. That doesn't count, does it?
Mm-mm.
I would like to use a point of experience
To
to
reroll.
reroll.
Mhm.
Because I need to save this lady.
Poker check.
Yeah, because you needed to. You hadn't applied any effort to that roll.
And I will apply a point of effort in my might pool.
She's so grumpy.
Okay, I got a 10.
And you applied a point of effort, so you succeed.
Yay!
With the bash, you kind of turn the glaive to the side. With the flat of it, you sort of smack into the back of the head of this wolf. And there's sort of a moment, and it lets out this kind of whimper as part of the blade makes contact, that silver, and there's like this shing, sort of sheen, sparkle moment that happens, and it
And as a brawler, I do +1 damage, so that evens out, so it does 6 points of damage.
Okay. You always do +1 damage?
Only when I'm looking for trouble.
Excellent.
Ah.
Mhm. Only when I'm looking for trouble.
That's not how you do tally marks, Lauren.
I think I
Okay.
say, let the civilian be. I am here. I will take your score.
Ooh. Taunting. All right.
Beth.
At that point, Anon and Pine, what do you do? No, you attacked.
I just win.
What do you do?
So
You regen your 2.
yes, but so can I levitate or shatter while in this form?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Right? Okay.
Like
So-
it doesn't negate any of your other abilities, and I don't think that this isn't D&D where you're required to make elaborate gestures. You can just literally do it with your mind. Mind powers.
So I think since he jumped and swiped at her, she's gonna take a step back and another step back, and I imagine these are cobblestones beneath him, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. She's gonna just look at one and wolf grin all the way back up to her ears, and I want it to shatter underneath him.
Okay. Roll your attack.
And I'm gonna put because if I put experience and everything into it, then it
It does more
increases
damage. Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that.
So a point of effort.
2 points of effort.
2 points of
actually.
effort? Okay,
Yeah.
so down to a 6 or higher.
16.
Excellent.
Oh.
One of the cobblestones, right underneath this wolf, just shatters and flies up into it. It kind of rockets back slightly and tumbles to its side. How much damage does that do?
I really should have taken those claws and put them on the other finger. Cause
Your non-dominant hand, maybe?
my non-dominant
Yeah.
hand. That would have been a real good call. Let me look at that real fast.
I think it's normally 1, and then I don't know how much you increase it by. And it's area, but he's the only one in
Add
the area.
2 points of damage to each target, so 4 additional points of damage.
Okay, 2 for each level. Excellent. So 5 points total.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that drops to that.
Okay.
And then I think Cetus is after it like shatters. I think Cetus is gonna try and like go for the werewolf's tail.
Nice. Go ahead and roll for Cetus.
Come on, buddy. Ooh, 17.
Yeah,
Yay.
Cetus does it and does an extra point of damage as he latches on to this poor wolf's tail. So it's normally 2, so it's 3 points. Cool.
Probably because like now he recognizes Anon. Like this is, I bet, how they met.
Probably.
It was in an alley. There were some,
in a fight.
well, in Seattle.
He was a person. She was a human. No, I'm just
Can I
And
make
she
it
just-
any more obvious?
all right. At that point, you two are able to move closer. What do the two of you want to do?
I'm
it
just
doesn't
long
work so
range, right?
Yeah. Yes. So you can either move into short range,
Nope, long range.
or you can just do your magic.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna do my magic. Fire arcana. It's just gonna look a snap, and it's
What?
Yeah, get it,
Yes.
Mustang. Get it, Roy
whatever's
Mustang.
the closest. I guess you would.
Yeah,
be
probably the one
closest
fighting
wolf.
it on. Yeah.
So just the fire. And then I think with this one.
Do you know which wolf to hit?
Oh.
Oh, point taken.
I'll let you roll for it.
Make me
You
roll
do
for-
know, you might recognize Cetus, who
Cetus
is
is
fighting
fighting the-
alongside
Yeah.
So
somebody.
let's make this is a standard, so 6 or higher to know for sure which one to attack.
Okay. 6 or higher. No, 3.
All right, I'm gonna roll even or odd.
Even.
Okay. If I roll even, then
Sorry.
Oh my god.
it is. Then you think even is good. or
Yeah,
you think
even is
odd
good for me.
I rolled odd.
Yay!
Wait,
I know. Wait.
No, you think odd is the good one.
Odd
so
is
you
the
think,
good one.
Yes. So you think
Yeah,
you
I
should
will.
attack him.
I will go ahead if that's what I think it is.
I
You know.
mean,
You rolled a 3.
Yep. I rolled a 3. I'm sorry.
wait, how much damage?
I will
is-
say you don't know which one is correct. Let's
oh,
go with
okay.
that.
I don't know. Fudge. Okay, so I'm hesitant. Well, wait. Can I see the one that's where Pine is at?
Yeah.
I'm further
Yeah.
down
Okay.
the alley.
Aim
they're-
for the one in the further.
Okay, cool. That one you know
Because
for
I'm
sure.
like, ugh.
yeah, this sort of a moment. JK lol.
Snap. I guess it doesn't say that I need to do
Normally to do an attack, it's a roll.
Okay,
You
so
gotta
I'll just
beat them.
roll.
It'll be an intellect roll. for
Intellect
magic.
roll. Doesn't cost me any points because it's only 1 point and I have a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the score I'm looking to get?
12 or higher. So if
12
you
or
want to play
higher.
effort, it would be intellect effort.
And that would be just 1 point, right? Yes. Yeah, I'll just, you know it. I'll apply some effort. Because it only costs me 1 point.
9 or higher.
9 higher.
Yeah, I think it's more just looking like there's a medley of like 3 dogs all fighting each other, and you can't really tell which
Yeah.
was which dog.
But
But you
I'm-
look down and you're like, person, dog, bad, wolf bad.
Well, wolf bad. There's a big dog thing. 12.
Yeah, that'll do it. How much damage did you
That's 4 points of damage
do? Ooh.
with raw magic.
You see, I think it's like a fireball, basically, right?
It's almost,
Or it's
I
like a
snap
ball
my
of
fingers
light.
and then there's like that flow of hair and then my glisten, because why not? Dramatic effect. It's just like whoosh.
Moonlight.
Yeah, and then just like this ball of fire just sort of launches, or like magic launches
Or it's like
from
a,
you.
maybe
like-
not a ball, like a ray and a spinny.
Yeah, and there's like a spinning, and you just
like
see
a
it
firework.
like
Yeah.
jam into the side of this wolf, and it goes tumbling, and it sort of lands to its side. You see this, you turn, you look, you see the glistening Adonis that is Dale.
A weird recursion.
What do you do?
All right, so we walk outside. Dog
You're
fight.
now in long range, yeah, you see all these dogs.
Pine is down the way.
Yep.
With another one.
Yep.
There's 2. The
There's
pers-
really 3.
Oh, yeah, there's.
There's 3 dogs fighting. Two are bigger than one.
And I'm scanning for Anon.
Not there.
All right. Pick up the rifle, and I'm just gonna line up the shot and just try to see who's who by using a little bit of understanding.
Okay, you're gonna spend some time and just kind of observe. I'll let you observe the whole fight to know for sure who your targets are, instead of what you would normally do, which is make it one step easier. Does that sound fair?
One step easier, and yes, and I'll
Because
just try to
otherwise you
figure
would
out-
need to say specifically which target you're aiming for, because that's how you make it one step easier.
Yes. So yeah, the entire fight instead of making it one step easier.
Cool. So you'll be able to get an understanding of it. All right, brings it to the top of the wolves.
Wait, did the girl run away?
Well, she gets up and she tries running again.
Okay.
The wolf, however, has just been stabbed by you,
And his date.
and is dazed, so she can't do anything. The
Oh, and
other
he's
one,
slightly on fire.
and he's also she's just having a rough day as she lies to the side. The other one, however, is going to attempt to attack you. Go ahead and roll your speed defense.
Remember, you're boosted.
Well,
So protected.
not that boosted. I got a 5.
That is not enough, as it snaps its jaws at you,
Yep.
and it bites right into your thigh, and it hurts as it tears into your flesh for another 7 points of damage.
Ooh.
They do more damage when they're in wolf form.
Inon howls, and she looks significantly impaired.
Okay.
Wait, not debilitating.
No.
Not
Impaired.
debilitated, but impaired.
That brings us to Pine and Anon.
I think Pine hears the howl and looks back.
Oh, Cetus, too. After you two. Yeah.
And I think, is the girl far? Is she around?
Yeah,
the
she's
corner?
not as fast as you,
Can I
and
s-
she's probably not as fast as a wolf.
Save her.
I think Pine's just gonna like pull out his glaive and then twist it and try to do like a finishing blow style.
Okay.
So just normal damage.
Go and roll your attack.
I am going to apply 1 point of effort.
Cool. Okay. One level of effort, so you need to beat a 9.
Inon has no might. Kira, you have to understand that. She doesn't have no.
And I got a 10, so I
And
think it
you
counts.
succeed!
Guys,
you-
the highest thing I've rolled today is a 10.
Stab into it for 7 points of damage, right?
Wow.
I have to vector the vector things.
You vect it.
It whimpers.
Perfection.
It just whimpers.
I mean, it's hurt, but werewolves have a good chunk of health.
Oh. Except for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anon.
I think that she's. She's gonna try and levitate him.
Cool. Do it.
Way
Yeah.
easier to like take him out that way. All right, I'm going to use 2 effort to drop it down.
Okay.
$16.
Yeah. As you do, you lift this wolf into the air, and like that's the point where the two of you go, "Oh, that one. That's the other one's a nun. Maybe I don't know where that one came from, but that one looks like the target." As it just gets lifted into the air, and it's like, and like lifted like a foot off of the ground. Okay. The other two.
All
What
right.
would you two like to do?
Now that I've deduced that, I'm gonna take a shot at the lifted wolf. It's been levitated. I'm gonna put 2 points of effort in, and take a shot at it.
Go for it.
So 2 points of effort. Trained in guns.
What does your gun look like? Like, this is Victorian, technically. So, like,
yeah.
guns are a thing, but this is also Van Helsing Victorian.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So here's the thing. At first, it's just like a regular hunting rifle. The barrel is a bit shorter.
Okay.
A bit wider. On the handle, there's like it looks like lightning. It's kind of like etched into it on like a nice wood handle.
Ooh, yeah.
It's not one of those.
Aw.
It's a pullback, but there's also kind of like an old kind of flintlock. You kind of light it.
Nice.
I only use that for special occasions.
Oh, okay. Those are the special bullets. What do
Those
you
are
have
special
loaded?
I got some hunting stuff.
Okay.
Bullets. That's what I call them.
Hunting stuff?
Alright.
What you want with?
What What am I hunting? Okay.
I heard I said what you hunt with. Wait, what?
I'm gonna let you.
I heard, what you humping? I was like, what?
Oh, I said what you hunt with. Oh God. Enunciation. Good thing. Important.
There's a very important question that I need you to figure out if Oz would know.
I mean, yes.
He would know.
Would I get that? Can I exchange that
I think if
for
you
money?
come here prepared for, like, that's the thing, is you come into this recursion and, like, I would say you are, like, I gave it to Pine, like, having a silvered weapon makes sense because you're coming in here prepared to find monsters. So I think that you would be prepared for this.
Yes,
But
they
you would
are.
have to intentionally load them.
Oh, yeah. Silver bullets.
Okay, cool.
All the way.
So it's $1 every
Every
time
shot's
you
a dollar. Yeah, you see, like, pull them out, like, they shine, like, bright in that moonlight as you, they shine bright like a diamond as you load them into your gun.
Oh, not diamond bullets.
Those are for something else!
Got those at the Seattle Public
Yeah.
Library.
So yeah, I take a shot. Is there anything else I need to actually
No.
roll, or is it?
I'll say it is one easier because it's being limited.
All right,
So it's
and
being
the
somewhat
2 levels of effort.
Yep. So 3 easier, you need to get a 3 or higher.
Dope. 19.
Yeah!
Oh, extra point.
So that is an extra
Oh, no.
3 points of damage.
What?
Want to do this math?
I mean, you told me what you get to do. You didn't say you were doing any of the other things, so I don't know.
Oh, if I wait and then the 2 points of effort
Okay.
add onto it. So that's for medium.
Yeah?
4 plus gunner plus 1 plus 19 plus 3.
you do the
Plus
math
the 2
for me.
points of effort. That's another 10 total to that.
So
Sweet. 10
29?
damage?
No, I think you said it's normally 10 and then it's plus 2. So it should be 12, right?
So for
'Cause
this
it's
one, it's
4.
going to be 4,
Wait.
5 because of gunner. The 19 adds 3, so that's 8. 18.
18 points.
Wait.
Wait, hold on.
How did you get the 10 points? Because it's 4 for medium weapon,
4 for medium weapon, 1 for gunner.
so 5.
3 for
points,
the
so we're
19.
8.
And then after I line up a shot, each point of effort adds 5 points of damage for each level.
Each point adds 5. Okay.
Oh.
Each level adds 5 points. of damage.
So you're basically a badass tank. Like,
Yeah. So you shoot it. Here's the thing.
I am simply the assistant to Antonio.
You are the assistant. And you like line up this shot, and the wolf like just starts bleeding profusely, and you're levitating it, so it just sort of flops, like it's no longer struggling, and I don't think it would transform again until daylight. Until it's no longer night.
I think Cetus has been holding on to the tail this whole time. He's just
Yeah.
like, "Rrrr."
And he like lets it go when he realized this wolf is probably dead.
Cut off pet.
What do you do? Fabio.
Oh,
Sorry,
I was like,
Antonio.
what? Oh, sorry, no, it's Antonio. Since it seems like they're good, I just yell out just in case. Cut off the head and then snap my fingers again and shoot the one that is. But it is prone.
Yes.
Because he's hitting
I'll let it
it.
also be one easier for you.
All right, and then long range. I won't do any effort or anything. So what would that be?
9 or higher.
9 higher. All right. Snappy, snappy. Nope. 2.
It's just it like peters out and like sort of lands like crackles on a brick.
Got to give it a fighting chance.
The wolf, no longer dazed, having been stabbed, sees its companion, lets out a sort of mournful howl. This kind of the sound of deep, resonant sadness. Gives you what you feel to be the stink eye of like, fuck you, and then turns tail and flees.
I have fleet of foot.
You can keep chasing after it if you want.
Oh.
It's going to move. You can only move short range though, because it's moving.
So
I can
can
move one
Anon
Mhm.
can Anon chase it down because she is in werewolf form. We just started the next round, so I am no longer impaired.
Yeah, your regen kicks in. You two can. I'm gonna say it's a chase because the wolf
Yeah.
is actively trying to run away
Yeah.
from you, as opposed to. So you need a roll to catch up to it.
Yeah. So I would need to have my fleet of foot, and then I would need to stab.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. That's what I.
Is she running past us or running the other way?
opposite direction,
Okay.
away from the thing that murdered.
Ah.
I'm going to do 1 point of effort, so it drops it down to 3, skill 3, I catch up to it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to just try to stab it.
Yeah. All right. Roll it. This is the roll for the stab, right?
1.
You rolled a natural one.
Rolled a
That's
natural one.
perfect. You round the corner, and this wolf like tumbles and it snarls, and you turn and you round the corner, and you just realize that you ran into a pack.
Oh!
And there are like 7 of them, and they turn, and you realize like they are very clearly like they're tearing into something, and they turn around, and there's like 14 eyes glowing yellow, all just looking at you, blood dripping from their mouths
Oh, Jesus.
as this wolf turns on you.
Oh, was that the girl?
I hope not.
I think so.
Bring it.
On.
And you
probably
like
comes
turn
the
around,
corner.
and then you see the same thing as well.
So I want to roll intimidating against them, and I think Anon's just gonna try and like alpha the fuck out of this.
Cool. Do it. Cool. I'm gonna say this is formidable. Like you are trying to alpha 7 werewolves.
Okay.
So right now you have to spend effort if you want to succeed, because you would need to roll a 21, which is not possible.
I'm going to spend 2 levels of effort.
Okay.
Um,
And then what skills do you have to help you with intimidating? Because that brings it down to 15.
I am.
I guess you technically didn't have to spend effort if you have skills.
I am trained.
Okay, so 12.
Yeah. And can I also include my deceiving skill?
No.
Okay. It was a nice try.
Does being a wolf give you extra bonuses?
They're all
They're all wolves. I would say to a
Ooh,
person,
what
sure.
What about like all of the blood that she's got dripping?
They
off
are
of her from the
literally
other wolves?
eating a body.
Yeah. Okay. So what do I need to beat?
Right now at 12.
Okay. No pressure.
Possible.
No pressure. No
It's-
pressure. No
and I-
pressure.
Oh, wait.
What?
Can I use my reach beyond ability for 3 points to lead her and give her some advice to take this down?
I'm just gonna say no in this moment.
Yeah, fair.
Like
I didn't get one, I didn't get
you
one.
got the
I got the
one.
one.
You ran into a wolf pack.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that's ability I have. It's a
Yep.
level 2 vector, though.
Oh, nice.
It does take an action. So.
No. No. I don't do it.
Oh.
Goodbye, everybody.
It's not a 1, but
It's not a 1.
low.
No. So they snarl and they look like they are about
Like
to
that.
advance on you. And you see a moment, there's something that streaks from the sky. And it, you actually, the two of you would see this too. It's like kind of an arc. Actually, maybe not from where you're standing. And it lands in the center, and there's kind of this moment, and you see this like little device, and it crackles, and then it just lets off this burst of electricity that seems to crackle through a bunch of the wolves. Several of them are struck by it. A couple of them appear to be stunned.
Do we get it?
I need you to make speed defense rolls.
Oh, you have a bonus.
Okay.
I do
That's
not.
good,
Oh, I
'cause-
have a bonus when I'm not wearing armor, which I'm not wearing armor. So we both have a bonus.
Yep, you're now wearing armor.
Oh,
nice.
I got a
18.
17.
You both succeed. As you see this thing land, you have this moment where you're like, that's a device of some kind, and you leap backwards, and this crackle, like flash of electricity crackles out. And I think probably at that time, like I assume the two of you went running after them. And
Yeah.
You run into this sort of small, like, it's an intersection, right, between two roads. Several of the wolves just sort of immediately turn tail and begin running. A couple of them look like they got stunned. And from one of the other streets, walking down, you see a woman. And she has like a very nice coat, like an overcoat on, long full skirts. Her hair is pulled up. Her face is soft. Her features are sort of kind and round, piercing green eyes. And she turns and she looks at the two of you. She kind of like gives you a look, gives you an up and down. And then at that moment you sort of tumble into this courtyard or intersection. Oz. You're here. I heard screams. I thought someone needed help.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
Are you?
yeah.
I'm just walking towards her. I'm running towards her.
You're running towards her. She will
Gun
see
is
you.
dropped.
She just clatters on the ground. It goes off. No. She
Gun
dies. She
No!
No!
Guys,
No! No!
Don't go off when you drop them. Like,
No, I know. I'm just, I kid.
I'm just like,
She runs towards you. She'll sweep you into an embrace if you let her. I didn't know you would make it.
I didn't. Of course, I told you I would find you.
Let's clean up and go back to my castle. There's probably more wolves out, and I'm tapped out.
Recover. This is everyone. This is her. She's. You're here. Where's Anon?
I think that's your friend.
things are different here.
We're looking. Let's go.
And she'll take you by the hand and lead all of you up the road. Actually, she leads you to a carriage. They're pulled by two
Anon is not getting any
very
courage.
beautiful horses. And she offers you to get in, and she like offers to you to get in, and then she just sort of says, "We'll see you at the castle. You'll turn back when the moon goes down."
Anon sort of like nuzzles Cetus in though.
She just like,
Or I guess she tries to. Like, hang on. Let's see if he actually listens to her. He does not. She tries to nuzzle him in there, and he's just like, and she's just like, and then she like tries to like talk to him, but it just comes out, and he's like,
and so you start licking your face.
Did I see that?
Yep.
How big is this dog?
Cetus?
You know, like
Yeah.
Labrador size.
Oh, Labrador. Okay, so he won't be that easily picked up. And
You
Yeah, no.
can. I mean,
By Antonio.
you're Antonio.
Antonio, yes, I see. If you want to get your poor doggo, come here, little doggy.
just like put him up there. I think when he's like, "Come here, little doggy," Anon will just like circle between the two and be like give you a look that's not like
Don't
not
look-
mean, but also like
If a wolf
no,
could roll
he made
their
his
eyes.
call. He made his call. Yeah, like sort of. I think she recognizes the niceness of what Antonio's trying to do,
Yes.
or what Dale's trying to do.
I meant to get it.
But
Fabio,
she's
what?
also it's also very like animalistic. Like it looks like a mother, like sort of like coming between a dangerous thing and like.
All right.
Laura gestures for all of you to get in the carriage, closes it. You begin the ride up to the castle on the hill.
I'm stuck in close quarters with her, right?
Yep, and I think that's where we're going to take our break.
Yeah.
Or end for the night. Take our break. We'll be back. No. Internet. That's where we're going to end. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin the moment, but you're like, I throw the gun to the ground.
It's so fun.
Thank you, everybody. Oh. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. There's so many more surprises.
But you have to wait.
I do. I have to wait. I have to wait a whole week.
Oh, was that girl murderized? Is that what they were eating? That one girl that we try to save?
I worked really hard on that.
We did.
Yeah, you did.
I rolled a 10.
What? That's unheard of for you right now.
I know. Kika was lucky. Pine is not.
What's Kika?
Kika made bad choices. She was lucky.
Maybe. All right, let's do our sign-offs. Let's read any the donations, the donuts. I think there are a couple, and then we'll talk about where you can find us next. Yeah, you rolled a 1. All right, from Kira858 with $10. Out of all the TTRPGs I watch on Twitch, I have never have as much fun as during Worlds Beyond. Thanks for making Hump Day one of the best days of the week. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had an idea at the beginning when you were like, Oz just is like, some days it's a Mondays. I think there's a recursion that is always Monday.
Oh, Garfield hates it.
Worst.
Heathcliff loves it. Marmaduke's indifferent.
Is it like Groundhog's Day where it's the same worst Monday every Monday?
Yeah, probably. It's just like a repeat of Monday after Monday after Monday.
Historically, what's the worst Monday?
The one after the time. The one.
Oh.
The one.
There's probably one out there we don't want to find.
Yeah, we don't want.
That's my one
There's
thing.
probably some shitty Mondays out there, maybe not. Anyway, Bob Barker with $5. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light you see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you're a kick-ass werewolf. Bob Barker saying, remember to stay and neuter your pets. Howl by me. Oh, come on and howl by me. Oh, darling, won't you howl? Howl by me. Oh, won't you? Thank you so much for those lovely donations.
You don't hire us for our dancing. You hire us for our
And we get extra experience points for that doo-wop,
Yes.
right?
Oh, that doo-wop.
Someone give
Do-wop,
that.
do-wop, do-wop, do-wop. I don't know what. Do-wop, do-wop. Cool. So, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
see? That's why I said you didn't want to go there. There's
Garfield,
some
no.
really shitty Mondays.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here was
Way
like
to
it's
go.
like death by 1,000 cuts.
On that note,
Oh.
who are you and where can they find
Hey,
you?
what's up? It's your boy, What is Kiss, aka Nathan Kiss, aka Mr. Monday. You can find me on Twitter under What is Kiss and Nathan Kiss for stuff. Check out my my new Twitter. What is Kiss is now your interacting dating simulator Twitter. It's me, X, whoever interacts with it.
I don't know what you're setting yourself up with.
I don't
It's
know
really
either.
dumb.
You're
It's really
making
dumb.
choices and I love them.
It's What is Kiss, aka your boy X Reader. You are the reader. I'm your boy.
Slide in those DMs.
Hi, I'm Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram. And I would like to thank Sour Fruit Junkie for her last minute amazing contribution to this costume because holy cow, it is so much fun to wear these.
Side note, middle schoolers really like making those and then leaving them everywhere.
And then they do the throwing stars
Yep,
too.
those are the worst.
Those are the best ones.
But Steph's great. She's not a middle schooler.
She's allowed to make claws.
Yes, yeah. How about Fabio over here?
Hello. Oh, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I just wanted to do the hair flip for no reason. I'm Bonsai Baby on Twitch, Bonsai Baby on Instagram and on Twitter, so you guys can find me there. And also, a little self-promotion for my end. I now have the rights to Sonic Underground. I actually did buy the rights, so on Saturdays you can. I'm bringing back Saturdays, y'all. So if you want to watch some Sonic Underground on Twitch, come and check me out.
Nice.
That's very
fucking
that's
great.
Very cool.
Yours?
Cartoons.
Saturday morning cartoons. I now can stream and react to it. I can't keep the VODs, but I have the power of Sonic because I gotta go. Thanks.
Chili dogs.
Chili
Gotta
dogs.
say, gotta go Jaleel White.
Hi, I'm Jackie Dash. JAKIDASH. Ding.
Oh, God damn it.
You and Lauren.
I have one job.
You have many jobs. and you
Nope,
do that.
one job. It's dinging the bell. Rest of it I just do for fun.
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Jackie Dash. I just spelled it for you. You're welcome. Monday, we're going to continue playing one of the greatest games from the PS2 era. One of them. It's called Odin Sphere. It's Fairy Tales Fighters.
And I have been your GM Random Tuesday. You can find me here tomorrow night on Behind the Screens with that guy behind the board, our steamy, dreamy social media manager, drunkly romantic. It's never going to get old. I'm going to call you that every time tomorrow.
Every time.
All the time. I can't say your name. I can only say your full title. That'll be tomorrow night, or you can find me at Random Tuesday across the internet. As a reminder as well, join us on Saturday. We will be streaming from 9 a.m. Pacific time to celebrate the launch of our Seed and Spark campaign to help us fund our next season of shows and behind the scenes goodness. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you for all of the donations that came through. We will see y'all next week to find out what the heck is up with Dr. Laura Wilson. Oh, and all these ones too. Yeah, that one.
I didn't die.
I also didn't die.